a lot of experience. They did get some as freshmen, but this is a team, when you look up and down the roster, there's not a whole lot of size. You're going to see 6'2", and that's about as big as you're going to get on this Rams roster. So the question becomes, can we deliver to our bigs in transition and in the half court and make them pay the price? Paoli on the low block.
Well, first off, transition is a key for us. If we stop them or if they score and we take the ball out of bounds, we can't wait to set up an offense. We've got to get the ball out and go with it. We've got to dictate the pace, and we want to slow it down. So if we stop them from scoring, that doesn't allow them to set up the press, and that works in our favor. Lastly, we got to take good shots. We got to be patient. We got to work the half court. We're a better half court team, I think, than a lot of teams we play. On the other side, full court, we're not. So we've got to keep them from scoring, dictate the pace the way we want to play.
Well, the last 30 years, this series has been dominated by the Rams, 27-9 in the win column, loss column in favor of the Rams. In fact, they had won several in a row against West Washington prior to last season, but the Senators completed the series sweep last year in the two meetings, again, including that big win in the Springs Valley Holiday Tournament back on December 30th, 2015, the last meeting between these two clubs, ending in a 66-51 win for West Washington on their way to that holiday tourney title. As always, we want to take a moment here and a timeout during our Senator Tip-Off pregame show brought to you by the good folks at John Jones GM City to thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Senator basketball and our Senator Tip-Off pregame show. We also want to thank the great sponsors that make this and every broadcast of Senator basketball possible on 1220 a.m. Those sponsors include John Jones GM City, our pregame sponsor, Eddie Gilstrap Motors bringing you the Senator Halftime Report, and Ace Hardware of Salem, which will bring you all of our post-game coverage here from the friendly confines tonight. McDonald's in Salem, Salem Crossing, and also Meadowview Healthcare, great sponsors for Senator basketball all season long. When we return inside the friendly confines, we'll sit down and we'll have a chat with Senator head coach Sean Smith. We'll get his thoughts on not only last week, but tonight's conference opener against the Rams of Paoli. But first, as always, a 60-second timeout to hear a word from the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Tonight, you're listening to coverage of Senator basketball on Salem's 1220.
Jamestown to Jonesville, from North Salem to South Milford, from River Forest to Grass Creek. No matter where you live in Indiana, you can enjoy high school sports coverage at its very best on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. It's 35 powerhouse radio stations, Fox Sports Indiana, and the World Wide Web, combining their vast resources to blanket the state, the Midwest, and the world with the purest, most riveting presentation of high school sports in America. From Anderson to Attica, Kendallville to Kokomo, follow the high school sports that make our state great all season long. Thank you, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, and welcome home.
Welcome back as we continue on with more of this edition of our Senator Tip-Off pregame show as we get you set tonight for the Senators' conference opener here in the friendly confines as they are set to take on the Paoli Rams. And we're joined now, as always, in this point of our show by Senator head coach Sean Smith. Coach, positive week for your group last week, Tuesday, Friday double dip, where your team was able to break out the brooms, if you will, and get the sweep on the week. Two well-deserved ball games, great play from your older guys. But as we've talked about in the first few outings, another great chance for some of your young guys to get some exposure and talent at the varsity level to build that depth.
Yeah, absolutely. We were able to play a lot of kids last week in both games, and that's going to pay off for us down the road. Just guys being able to get their feet wet and get some reps in, and that was an issue coming into the season, and we saw our bench come in and give us some good minutes here and there.
tonight. You got a little bit different animal, though, coming in, a team that is a little bit of a bigger prize just because of the fact that it's conference. So, again, not just getting those guys some confidence, but also maybe rebooting some of your older guys that maybe struggled in that opener. I know last week was big for them as well.
Yes. So I watched both those games. I watched the Henryville game on film, and then went and watched the Lanesville game. And they played two tough opponents. Henryville's as good as anyone around. They're a really, really solid basketball team, and Lanesville winning at Lanesville, that's a big win. That's a tough place to win, and I thought they really played very well in the second half of that game. They were down 10, I think, 8 or 10 in the second quarter, and made a great run to finish the half, and then the second half played extremely well. They play a lot of kids. There's a lot of balance there. I really like Paoli's team. I like their personnel a lot. They have a really nice mix of kids. They're going to have a lot of fun in the coming years. They're a little young, without having a senior to lead them, but they have some really good juniors and sophomores, and have a lot of experience under the belt already as varsity players, and they have some definite talent coming up the ranks there, and should be a team to be reckoned with moving forward.
Playing a lot of fast-paced teams, guys that like to get up and down the floor. You talk about Salem in the opener, Eastern last Friday, and now this group, another group coming in that will want to maybe make this more of a track meet and get up and down. But like I said last week, you didn't just get your older guys exposed to more of that track meet style and maybe get them more in a comfort zone, but you got some younger guys as well now that I think maybe you feel a bit more comfortable with putting them in those situations. So talk to us about this offensive attack of Paoli's and their fast break.
Yeah, a lot of it, they try to mix up their defenses, and they'll press and they'll do three-quarter court stuff, and they just try to play a lot of different defenses to confuse their opponent, and then they'll definitely get out and run when they have the opportunities to off their defense. The Minton kid is a real nice player for a sophomore. He's got a lot of tools, and Easter Day is really shooting the ball well, and again, a good-looking kid. So far, those two in particular, the games I've seen, played really well. Jordan Clark came off the bench and hit some threes for him in the Lanesville game, and Ty Lawson runs the point for him and does a nice job. And then Dietrich Sears, number 42, is just a really aggressive player. He gets on the boards and just a high-energy player for them. We've got to keep him off the glass, and they're a tough team to really key on because they play so many kids. You just got to be ready to play solid defense and rebound, and then come down and get a great shot, which I thought in the Eastern game, especially in the second half, we really played solid team defense, and that kind of started everything else for us. So we've got everything with us. We have the tools offensively. If we are able to play good team defense, we're going to have a great opportunity.
Coach, I felt like if you go all the way back to the opener and we talk about the similarities in some of these early teams, Salem, a fast-paced game where I didn't feel like we got into the post and into the paint enough early and often. A little bit different, I felt like, last Friday night in a more fast-paced game again with Eastern. They wanted to obviously get up and down, rotate a lot of guys in like this Paoli club will tonight. But when you look at their roster, you do bring up a good fact that they don't have any guys probably that you can necessarily key on. One thing we could probably take advantage of, and I think you'll agree with this, is our advantage in the post, though, again.
Absolutely. That's there's no secrets. Everybody knows we have some big, strong post-up kids, and we have several different guys who can go and get in the mix inside like that, and that's got to be our focus, is to get the ball inside out. Go inside first and explore opportunities in there, and then when people collapse, kick it out. And we have shooters, and that makes us very difficult to guard when we decide to play that way. And I thought in the Eastern game we did a real nice job of that. We got the ball inside, and we were able to score. And then they collapsed, we kick it out and knock down open shots. And then we also used their press to create offense for ourselves. We were able to break their pressure and get layups. I thought Michael did a real nice job of picking their press apart and and finding open guys for layups. And when we're playing like that, we're moving the ball around, we're going inside out, we're playing solid D and rebounding. I feel like we always have a great chance to win.
I think it's probably also fair to say that in tonight's matchup, in this conference opener against the Rams, another good opportunity for our senior point man, Michael Sizemore, to maybe flex his basketball muscle and IQ a little bit against a young but talented sophomore point guard, as he did last week against Eastern. Faces another sophomore point man tonight, and the Lawson kid that's pretty good.
Yeah, the Lawson kid's a good-looking kid, and again, they're a young team. I mean, he makes some mistakes here and there that are mistakes of youth, but he plays hard and does a nice job of running the team. So, Michael. I mean, he, offensively, being our point guard, everything kind of starts with him. He has the ball in his hands the majority of the time, or more than most, and when he's pushing the ball and facilitating, and then picking his opportunities to score. Things seem to come together for us. I thought Jackson is another person who could facilitate a little bit for us out of the high post. Did a real nice job of that last week as well, and we need him to play well. One thing that they'll look to do that we got to be aware of is I was impressed with them at Lanesville. They took a ton of charges, probably 5 or 6. So they're not afraid to give up their body for their team. They're putting themselves in harm's way to get stops, and so that's something we have to be aware of tonight. As far as our play, they're going to be looking to take charges and looking to try to draw fouls that way.
Coach, it's funny you should mention that, because Coach Cole had mentioned the same thing earlier in the week in his radio show about this is going to be a game where they have to come in as probably an underdog, more youth on their side, but have to come in and play a gritty style for 32 minutes, be willing to step up, take charges, push that tempo. What do you do tonight to counteract that at both ends of the floor, especially on the defensive side?
On the defensive side, we have to play again our team defense. We have to communicate. We have to keep our guys in front of us. We've got to wall up and not try to get too crazy with blocking shots and putting ourselves in harm's way of getting silly fouls. We have to be active and look to get deflections and we just when we're playing really solid team defense, we kind of build a fort down there around the just inside the 3-point line and make it difficult for people to get inside of it. And we're doing a good job of moving our feet and keeping people in front of us. I think we're tough to score on, and we saw glimpses of that last week for sure against Eastern. So we've got to continue to build on that. And they're going to be gritty. We've got to match their grit and be grittier. And we've just got to come ready to play. I mean, we can't come out and just with the attitude that we're just going to walk on the floor and win the game. And we've got to come ready to play because they're a very talented team, and Dusty does a great job with them. They're going to be well prepared and well coached, and it's going to be a 32-minute game that we've got to come and take care of our business.
And that was my conversation prior to the tip tonight here with Senator head coach Sean Smith. Very quickly, as we're about 90 seconds away from the anthem, our Keys to Victory brought to you by John Jones, GM City, our pregame sponsor here on our Senator Tip-Off pregame show. First and foremost, we got to get to the line early. I think that'll be a result of some early dribble penetration and post feeds. Secondly, limit that sophomore duo of Lawson and Minton. That's where the majority of the scoring is going to come from tonight, more than likely from this Rams club. And third and finally, points in transition. Can we push and get points in transition? Can we limit their looks in transition?
First off, we want to limit their looks under the basket period. We don't want them to score and be able to set up a press and stop us. That's what's been the key to our struggle so far this season, and we don't want to see a press. So we've got to eliminate the score so we can get the ball and we can go up the floor and dictate the pace of the game.
Tonight's Keys to Victory, again, brought to you by John Jones, GM City, our Senator Tip-Off pregame show sponsor. Check out the fine folks at John Jones, GM City, 1-800-I-SELL-GM. Check them out on the web at johnjonesautogroup.com or stop by that beautiful showroom and lot at 1450 South State Road 60. They're just outside of Salem. John Jones, GM City. You see so many because they pay so little. Folks, it is that time when we come back after the national anthems played here in the friendly confines. By the way, great job tonight by not only the Senator Pep Band, but some young Rams setting in from the Paoli Pep Band. An awesome environment here tonight. Conference Showdown is on the way. We'll come back. We'll have your starting lineups and the opening tip of the Rams and the Senators here on the Ron Smith Court tonight. You're listening to Senator Basketball on Salem's 1220. Back with more right after this.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I like to buy name brands.
Brendan stopped by for Valspar Paint last weekend. This time, I helped him pick out a new Weber grill and Craftsman pliers. Scott's, Toro, DeWalt. We have them too, along with other big names.
Ace is the place that carries all the best brands. Carries in store, not in our arms.
At Ace Hardware of Salem, you can save on the best brands like Carhartt and New Balance. Need gift ideas? Check out daily posts at facebook.com/Ace Hardware of Salem.
Again, a great job here tonight by the combined pep band of the Senators and the Rams in the house tonight to get us started. Tonight, the Rams are in town. Paoli, West Washington, first conference game in the Patoka Lake for each of these ball clubs. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by John Jones, GM City. First for the Paoli Rams, 1-1 on the year. Their head coach, Dusty Cole, in his 5th season at Paoli, 50-41 is his overall record. His team comes in averaging 49 a game and giving up 47.5. Their last outing, a big win at Lanesville, a tough environment to play in, 59-48, the final last Saturday night. He will start a 2-guard set. Number 14, Ty Lawson, 5'11", sophomore, 7 points per game. He was dangerous last year for the Rams against West Washington in both meetings. Number 42, Dietrich Sears, 6'1" and a junior, will start in the backcourt with him at the 2 spot. He averages 3 points per outing. Up front, the sophomore sensation, 32, Ashton Minton, 6'2" and a sophomore. He leads the team with 12 points per game. We'll have to keep a close eye on that Rambler. 24, Dawson Easterday, 6'2" and a junior at the other forward spot at the 4, ravaging 8.5 per game. And number 52, Mitchell Radcliffe, 6'3" and a junior, 1.5 points per game for Coach Dusty Cole and the Rams. And now for the West Washington Senators and head coach Sean Smith in his 3rd season here in Campbellsburg. He owns a 34-21 mark. He has a 119 and 110 overall record as a varsity coach in his 11th season, including his previous stop in Charlestown, where he had success in the Mid-Southern Conference. The Senators average 66.7 and give up 52.3. Their last outing, a blowout win here over Eastern on last Friday night, 76-48, the final. 4, Michael Sizemore, 6 foot and a senior, starts at the point, 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists per ball game. And with him in the backcourt at the 2 spot, number 12, Noah Green, 6'3" and a senior, 10 points, 4 rebounds per contest for Greeny. Up front for the Senators, a big front line. Number 30, Peyton Walker, starts at the 3, 6'4" and a senior, averaging nearly 8.5 per ball game and 3 rebounds. 24, Hunter Sanford, starts at the 4, 6'5" and a senior, leading the team at nearly 12.5 points per game and 6 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists as well. Number 54, Jackson Byrne, the Iceman in the middle, 6'4" and a senior, 9.3 points per game and 4 rebounds for Coach Smith and the Senators. Tonight's Indiana High School Athletic Association officials, Mr. Steve Eichert. We'll get into that conversation a little later on. David Yeary and Paul Arvin. It will be Dietrich Sears and Hunter Sanford at the Flying W at center court here on the Ron Smith court. Misty Jones, Joe Walker, Craig Eggers on stats. And as always, in the friendly confines, the Senators will start on your WSLM 1220 AM dial, going left to right if you're listening at home or in the vehicle. We're glad you're along for this ride tonight in the first conference game of the season. We're underway, and the Senators will have the first crack at it as Hunter easily controls the opening tip. He goes quickly now to the wing, left side. Green feeds high post, left side to Byrne, who nearly throws it away and does. Loose ball Senators with the first turnover of the night, first empty possession for them, 20 seconds in, and the Rams are in business. 24, Dawson Easterday, right wing, looks for a cutter through the high post. That was Dietrich Sears. Could not find him. They'll loop him around and catch him now as Byrne closes out on that left wing. And they flash another guy through the paint. Easterday again gets it left wing. They'll look in the post now to Mitchell Radcliffe. Instead, swing it back out to Lawson. Rams will be patient in their first offensive set. Senators open in a little man-to-man defense. Little nickel set for them defensively in the half court. Dribble drive penetration into the high post by Easterday. They try to feed Sears down low to Radcliffe. Turnover number 1 for the Rams. In transition, Hunter Sanford. Kick out, 3. Peyton, right side. Bingo, baby! Bottom of the barrel for the big man. Peyton Walker at that 3 spot, stretching so many defenses with his long-range shooting capabilities. And then the Senators nearly come up with a steal again. Rams able to save it. Lawson has it left wing. Shoots it cross court on the skip pass. Deep 3. Easterday in and out, no good. Rebound tracked down in the corner. And the Senators will let it sail out of bounds. So the Senators get the advantage first on the scoreboard, Joe, with a quick 3-0 lead. But we'll see pressure immediately here by Dusty Cole's Rams.
That was a good look by the Senators to get it inside to Hunter, and he looked out. He was covered.
Senators break the full court pressure underneath. Sanford with the dime to the Iceman, and Jackson Byrne kisses it off the glass for 2, and the Senators are out to a 5-0 advantage here early against the Rams.
As we talked, Misty, if we can beat them out of the press, they'll get out of it.
Lawson has it out top for the Rams. Kicks it now on that left wing to Sears. Dribbles out of trouble and gives it back off to Minton. Minton, that sophomore 6'2 forward, the scoring sensation for him. He's dry on his first shot from downtown tonight. He'll kick it out. Easterday's second trip from outside won't go for him. He's cold from the arc as well. Green controls on the long rebound. Brings it up now in front of Coach Cole to Peyton. They'll reverse it around, and Peyton will go off the flex cut. Can't get him in the low block, and they'll send it across to Sizemore, left wing. Underneath, beautiful feed. Reverse layup won't go for Hunter. Lost his footing. Minute 20 gone by here in this first quarter of play from the Ron Smith court. Senators out early, 5-0 on the Ramblers. First conference game for both of these clubs here tonight. We'll see a substitution on the next dead ball. First one of the night for the Rams. It'll be Jacob Babcock, who is a 6'2 junior at 1 point per ball game. Rams still in the half court.
Rams really deliberate here on the offense.
Lawson, they feed down low. Minton has it. He's in trouble. Gives it off to Sears. Gets it right back. Peyton cuts him off on the dribble. And then they're going to nail Green. Peyton had the dribble penetration shut off. Green tried to block the shot. And they'll catch him with the arm. Paul Arvin with the call. It will go on Green. Teams first. First, of course, on Green. And our game's first foul of the night at the 5:10 mark of this first quarter.
We've got to be careful there. If we cut that off on the dribble drive down underneath, we've got to watch that guy coming from the elbow or the middle of the lane at the free throw line and floating in, because you lose track, because that defender that stops down to help on the block has his back turned to who's coming through him.
Substitution does come in. Babcock will check in. Radcliffe will have a seat. So a new guy at center for the Rams. Minton missed the first. Second one will be on the way. 9 of 14 on the year for 64%. And Minton drive from the charity stripe on both of those attempts as Sizemore controls in the front court quickly. Green went to Peyton. Peyton tried to feed to a cutting Jackson Byrne and threw a rocket across the floor to Rick Links and the boys sitting on the front row. And turnover number 2 goes in the book for West Washington. 3 minutes gone by here in this opening period of play.
Got to be smart here on defense. We've gotten away with a couple blocks that I'm not sure we didn't get a little bit of a wrist on.
Senators trying to man up a box set. Coach Cole going with a quick hitter. Can't get anything out of it. They'll kick out. Dribble drive by Minton. His shot partially blocked from behind. Green and company in business. Sizemore leads the pack. Gives it to Peyton. Pull up. Jumper will go 10 feet away on that left baseline. So Peyton 1 from each side of the floor. He's got 5 of the team's 7. And the Senators continue to build on this little streak they've got to start the game. A 7-0 run, and underneath they try to feed high-low as Babcock tried to get it to Minton, and he is fouled over the back by Hunter, who tried to come up with the steal. So Hunter's first of the night results in the team's second, and it'll be out of bounds. Box set for the Rams. Rams nearly throw it away there. They fed it underneath. Babcock wasn't ready. Sears with the save. Now out to Easterday. Minton will slow it up. Underneath, they find Lawson. Nice cut. Give and go by Ty Lawson, and he's got his first basket of the night, and that ends a little 7-0 spurt to start the game for West Washington. Rams finally on the board at the 3:59 mark of this first quarter of play. 7-2 your score. Senators back in the half court. Feed from Walker, down low to Byrne. 2 dribbles. Nice spin move into paint. Can't get it to go. But a nice dribble move. Little pound of the rock, 1-2, and a nice spin move, Joe, to get him to the line.
On the trip down earlier, Misty, we had just what the doctor ordered. Hunter Sanford was at about 5 feet in front of the basket, both hands up, and they threw it in low. The kid had nowhere to go with it. Hunter should have just stood there and barricaded himself, but he retched over.
Foul will go on Babcock, the 6th man tonight for the Rams. His first, team's first. Sends Jackson Burton to the line coming into tonight. He'd only shot 2, but was perfect. 2 for 2. First one on the way was good. Second one to follow, good as well. Silky smooth from the charity stripe. Jackson's got 4, Peyton's got 5, and that accounts for your 9-2 lead here early for West Washington. Rolling up on the 3.5-minute mark. Hunter close out on Easter Day. He misses a third three-pointer. Offensive rebound won't go, but we'll have a rebounding foul, perhaps on the putback attempt. We're going to have a timeout on the floor by Coach Smith.
I don't think we need Hunter coming from mid-lane all the way out here to try to block a three-point shot. Just too much a chance, and then we've got nobody underneath blocking out.
They're going to get Noah for this rebounding foul on the putback attempt, which will send Babcock to the line. It's a 30-second timeout here for Coach Smith's club as he'll have a chat with the guys about their defensive rebounding prowess at the 3:33 mark of this first quarter. Senators up 9-2. And we want to remind fans of all the great sponsors that make this and every broadcast of Senator basketball possible, including our pregame sponsor, John Jones GM City. The halftime report brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, and our postgame coverage all season long from Ace Hardware in Salem. Be sure to stop in and check out their December bargains of the month here at the holidays, as well as Salem Crossing Meadowview Healthcare and McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem.
What we got to do there, we've got to keep Hunter inside, because that just took away. I mean, the three-point shooter at the top of the key is the one that crashed the board and got the rebound. From 20 feet away, he was under the basket. We've got to find areas and block out. When you're playing man like we are, you should be able to find a man to block out, and our center shouldn't be running all the way out to the top. I'd say that's what Coach Smith discussed.
Definitely left a hole in the paint for the Senators on the defensive boards, and Babcock able to cash in with a trip to the free throw line. Couldn't get the basket, but he does hit his first free throw attempt. The Rams on the year so far through 2 games, 23 of 37 from the free throw line for 62%. Second one in and out, no good for Babcock. Cuts the lead though to 6 at 9-3. Under 3.5 minutes to play here, so we'll have a little run and jump trap in the half court. Bryce Farmer in for his first minutes of the night. Nice pull-up jumper for Peyton from that left elbow. 16-foot jumper will go for Peyton. He's hot early. He likes the Ramblers. He had a career game against them in the holiday tourney at Springs Valley last year. 11-3, rolling up on the 3-minute mark first quarter. Dietrich Sears with it, and we're going to have a bump and a foul, and I think they're going to get Farmer for team foul number 4. Bryce into the ball game again, 6'2" and a senior at 4 points, 4 rebounds per game.
Center's got to be careful here. You know, we're going to start edging into a little foul trouble there. We got 8, 9 guys on the bench. Their bench strings all the way to the bleachers.
And Dusty Cole will definitely go 9 or 10 deep, as Easter Day will have a seat, and into the ball game is Austin Carmichael. Carmichael, 5'11", and a sophomore underneath. Shot wouldn't go for Sears. Rebound comes off to the Iceman, Jackson Byrne, and Michael Sizemore. Sizemore brings it up to Peyton underneath. Bryce gets it off the flex cut, feeds back out. Peyton filling it. Bingo! Another one, bottom of the barrel. Peyton has 10 first quarter points, and the Senators up 14-3. Coach Cole has seen enough at the 2:42 mark, and it will be a timeout for the Rams. Their first of the night, as Peyton has the hot hand, and he'll need a 30-second timeout to cool things off. Peyton loving that right wing, starting to feel it a little bit. And whenever you get into that kind of mode, Joe, as a shooter, sometimes you feel that basket's no longer a regular cylinder, not even a hula hoop. You feel like you're just throwing it into the ocean.
That's just what I was getting ready to say. When you get hot like that, you just feel like you're throwing it in the ocean. The key to that is, and we've talked and I've talked about it, you don't make a bad shot. You don't attempt a bad one and get down on yourself. You only take good shots, only the ones that are open. Coach Cole is fired up. The clipboard just came flying, a la Joe style, but it didn't break.
Didn't throw it with enough velocity. How you like that vocab term in the first quarter. 2:39 and counting, back to action out of the 30-second timeout by the Rams. Lawson's little runner won't go from the left side. It was contested, tipped out of bounds as they fought for the board, and it will go to West Washington. 14-3, Senators with their largest lead of the night here at 11. Senators nearly turn it over. Dangerous cross-court pass. Sears right there to jump it. Playing a little safety in the back of that pressure. Jackson to inbound across the way. 2:27 to play first quarter. Senators will go with a little three-man stack. Instead, they go to the singled-out man. That's Sanford, who kicks it back out to Farmer, and he'll run him through the offense now. It goes behind the back at the flying W at center court. They're looking for Peyton in the post, and they have a kick ball down in the corner. And the Senators will reset along the baseline. Sizemore will inbound. 1-4 low set. Byrne on the ball side block. Shoving and having it out already with Babcock on the low block. Peyton gets it. Good finish. Caught him on a little curl cut. Looked like a little flex cut underneath the basket.
That's the side he wants to roll to.
32, Ashton Minton, the sophomore big man, will get his first, team second.
Now we need to bend these knees here on this free throw.
Peyton has struggled. Just 5 free throws on the year thus far, but he's only hit 2 for 40%, and that one's short off the front edge. But Peyton, a hot night to start. He's got 10 of the team's 14. Jackson accounting for the other 4. Second free throw on the way. Spin of the ball. Eyes.
Short.
Lets it fly, and that one rattles off the back rim and through. So give Peyton 11, and it's 15-3 now, largest lead. Expanded to 12 here early. Rams have not led in this one. It's been all West Washington. Shot missed by Lawson. Picked up off the defensive glass by Hunter, and then the Senators give it right back for turnover number 3 here in the first period of play. Carmichael, dangerous with the dribble, just about double dribbled as he brought it into the front court. Gives it off to Sears. Dribble drive, fadeaway jumper.
We had a switch there on defense. Peyton let him go. Michael didn't see it.
Sears gets his first points of the night, make it 15-5. Still a double-digit lead here for the Senators in the early going. Another run and jump trap. Sizemore in trouble. Gives it off to Sanford. Now to Peyton. He'll try one left wing. In and out, no good. Rebound tipped around. Farmer there to fight for it, but it comes into the hands of Minton. Lawson will push. The sophomore duo on the run. They look just a minute underneath at Sears. Instead, they slow it up. Now to Minton. He dribble drives right side.
Oh, come on.
And
come on.
They're going to get Hunter with this one. And anytime you start to bring those arms down at any type of angle, you're going to get pegged for one. And Hunter's got his second, so him and Noah on the bench with 2 apiece. Team foul number 5. And that'll bring Nick Mars, the 6'3 junior, quickly off the bench at 4.5 points and 1 rebound per game. To the free throw line. Might be the guy you want to peg later on if there's a guy that needs to be fouled, because Minton's struggling here early on the free throw struggle bus in this first quarter. 0 for 3. Camden Zink, 5'7", and a junior, will check in. He'll give Farmer a breather with 1:15 to play in this first quarter. So we have now got to see all 8 in that main rotation for West Washington in the first period of action.
I just hate to see 2 starters on the bench with 2 fouls already.
We knew the Rams were going to attack in the full half court, though, as Minton finally gets one to go. His first point of the night. Make it 15-6. 70 seconds to play in this opening period. Sizemore into the front court, across the timeline, right side, brings it back to the middle as he works the dribble between the circles. Takes Lawson off the dribble, gives it off out top to the Iceman, Jackson Byrne. 2 or 3 dribbles, picks it up,
Too
left
much
side.
Dribbling.
He's in trouble.
Seen it coming.
Throws it away. Textbook steal, scoop, and
We're on a
score.
run here. They're on a run. We've got really careless.
Lawson with his second basket, make it 15-8. Senators still in good shape, coming up on 40 seconds to play. Run and jump again. We pick up the dribble in the backcourt. They feed to Peyton out front. Peyton will control near the timeline, leaves it off now right side to Mars. Swings through, good 3-point stance, and gives it off to Byrne for the nice jumper. And Byrne with a little sarcastic smack on the butt to Babcock as he runs past him. Make it now 17-8, 20 seconds to play. So the Senators will have to D it up here as the Rams will want the last shot here of the quarter.
We don't want nothing silly. Let's see. Jackson's not got a foul or Peyton.
Man-to-man, dribble drive into the paint. Losing the handle on it was Jordan Clark, the 5'11 sophomore, into the ball game. And it'll be a turnover for the Rams, their second. And number 30, Garrett Vincent, will check in. 6'1 and a junior, a great football player as well. Good athlete, got hurt during football season for the Ramblers, but back to full health as the Senators get it in and turn it over for turnover number 5, and that's the way the quarter will end. And Coach Smith comes out and shows off his jump stop skills as he's talking to the 6'3 junior, Nick Mars. First quarter in the books. Senators lead at 17-8 after the first stop. We'll come back with more Senator basketball and second quarter action right after this tonight. You're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220.
For tonight's game, it's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sidelines, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D's sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Back as we begin the second quarter of play. Senators on defense to begin the period. On the floor for West Washington, Zink and Sizemore in the backcourt. Walker, Byrne, and Mars up front for West Washington. In that first quarter, Senators shoot it at 75% from the field. Meanwhile, the Rams struggling at a nice cold 23%.
Yeah, that's early in the game, though. We got to stick to that. Be smart with the shots. We don't want to force anything. Take our time. Paoli's really being deliberate on the offense tonight. If they ever get shots to start falling.
Peyton had a defensive rebound. That'll go as a turnover. Had it in his hands, lost it off of his knee. Turnover number 6 for the Senators. They had 5 in that first period of play. Rams open up with Carmichael, Jordan Clark. Looks like Ty Lawson in there with number 34, Jacob Babcock, who gets his first field goal of the night. And to the other end, Peyton with another jumper. He has 13 of the team's 19 now. 19-10, minute gone by. They're going to roll the dice and put Greeny back in. And Farmer will check in as well for the Senators at the next break. Other player on the floor right now for the Rams, number 30, Garrett Vincent, and he's the one that just scored the basket for the Rams. His first field goal of the night off the bench, make it now 19-12. Peyton, jump stop, gives it off to Byrne. They'll reverse it and go into their secondary break and now settle into the half court against the man-to-man defense of the Rams. Byrne has it out top, bottled up, nearly turns it over. Zink has it. Little hesitation dribble. They'll go high post
he
to
reached
Mars.
over him.
Had it partially knocked away. They'll feed cross court to Peyton. He'll rip through, feed it in the post. Byrne, 2 dribbles, gives it off to a cutting Peyton Walker. Another one. Peyton filling it in the gut. 21-12. And Peyton, a monster night going for him right now as he's got 15 of the team's 21.
It was a good cut baseline. Jackson got his head turned and seen him coming. It was close. That's kind of a hard pass to catch.
Peyton paid for it on that one, though. Nice dribble spin move. Lost him. Jordan Clark. Fancy.
What happened there?
Fancy dribble skills.
Who was it? We turn it over?
Turn it over on
We were just taking it out, weren't we?
Not sure if they got a lane violation. I was writing in the book.
Well,
7th turnover. Oh, I'm sorry, threw it out of bounds. Craig's got a third set of eyes for us. He's got his hands full over here with the stat equipment, trying some new stuff out tonight. He is able to catch that one. 5:53 to go before the half. Senators up 21-14. They've led by as many as 12. They get it in. Deep three from the corner won't go
Why
for
aren't
Jordan
we going
Clark.
for that? We stood and waited
Offensive
on
rebound comes off, though, to Sears and Carmichael. Now to Vincent. Vincent kicks in the corner, and we're going to have a travel. Turnover number 3 for the Rams. And Coach Cole going to get a big man back in. Jacob Babcock checks in as Austin Carmichael, the 5'11 sophomore, will check out. 5:43 to play, 21-14. Senators will face a little 1-2-2 full court pressure. Sears sitting at the top of it. Vincent and Clark there in the middle at the timeline. They feed to Peyton. Break it textbook style, getting it to the middle of the floor. Byrne, dribble drive, kicks it out to Peyton. Cross court to Michael. Drives in, gives to Green. Underneath, goes up, takes contact.
Yes.
Counted in one. Nice take off the glass. Beautiful feed. Sizemore with the dime to his backcourt buddy. Noah Green, the silent assassin, to the free throw line on the year, 10 of 13 for 76%, which leads the team. And he'll have a chance for an old-fashioned and one.
You know, Misty, on that trip down the floor right there, we passed the ball around the horn twice, and I think we only bounced it one time. Moved it, kept the defense off balance.
Green finishes. He's only the third Senator to score as Byrne and Babcock continue to go at it in the low block. We'll keep an eye on that matchup the rest of the half. 24-14, back to a double-digit advantage for West Washington. Again, they've led by as many as 12 in this first half. Nice dribble drive left side. Sears gets his second field goal of the night, making now 24-16. 3 minutes gone by in the period. Byrne to Walker. Nice feed underneath. Bryce wasn't ready for it and nearly lost the handle. Got hammered, though, first. They may have got Clark for going over his back as he was going after the ball as well. We'll see. Yep, Jordan Clark, the 5'11 sophomore, picks up his first personal of the night. That is the team's fourth.
Here we're having a little talk between Byrne and Easter Day, the official.
Is it Easter Day or is it's Babcock?
34.
Yeah, Babcock and Jackson have been going at it this whole half. Michael. Got him on that same little curl cut that we got Peyton on earlier out of bounds. Foul's going to go on 30, Garrett Vincent. That'll be his first, and it'll be the 5th against the Ramblers. So both teams nearing bonus basketball from the charity stripe. Michael couldn't get the hoop and the harm, so he'll go to the free throw line for 2 as he comes up long on the first. Coming into tonight through the first 3 games, Michael 9 of 12 for 75%.
Under the basket tonight, both teams have been kind of sloppy defensively. Gave up a lot of easy baskets underneath.
Michael gets the second of 2 attempts, make it now 25-16 as Sizemore's into the scoring column. Vincent has it left wing in front of Coach Smith and company. Feeds it out top to Minton. Bryce there to Hedge as he comes over top. Now back to Vincent. Dribble handoff to Clark. He'll try another 3, and the Rams finally, after several attempts, get a 3-pointer to fall. Clark has 5 off the bench, make it 25-19. Full court pressure. Little 1-2-2 action again. Sizemore, though, explosive, goes flying in. It's going to be a block, and the Rams fans do not like the call. Dusty Cole flies up off the bench along with assistant Jerry Stroud and JV coach Logan Laswell, and now Dusty will bend the ear of Mr. Paul Arvin. I'm sure, though, if we've been playing by NBA standards, I'm almost sure that Babcock, who picked up his 3rd, trying to take that charge, team foul number 6, may have been in a restricted area.
He was right under the basket.
They may have just thought he didn't give enough space for Michael to land clearly. Clark with the hot hand checks out.
That's
Lawson checks back in.
And 34 Babcock, that's his 3rd.
Yep. Michael hits the first and the second, but Michael took a pretty good bump as well. We'll have a stoppage of play. Mitchell Radcliffe will check back in, and Babcock will check out with the 3 personals. Babcock was probably thinking, hey, listen, football season ended about a month ago. He certainly felt the effects of Michael crashing into him. Michael, a very strong physical point guard. Halfway point, second quarter. Deep three for Minton. He knew it was just a matter of time as he gets his first field goal of the night. It's now 27-22. Rams trying to hang tough with West Washington here in this first half. Green back into the ball game with those two personals. Sanford still on the bench with two. Payton, three,
long.
Left side, airballed, way long, goes out of bounds. And it will go to the Rams with a chance to chip into this 5-point advantage for West Washington. The stoppage of play on the floor before the Rams inbound. And Coach Smith going to take a full timeout. We'll step aside and do the same. 3:46 to go here in the first half. Senators up 27-22. Tonight you're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220. Back with more right after this.
Make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681. That's 812-883-4681.
Out of the timeout by Coach Smith. He burns one at the 3:46 mark here. He's used one of each. Coach Cole from Paoli has used a 30-second timeout. 3:45 and counting now before the half. Senators up 5 at 27-22. Chance for the Rams, though, to cut that lead down even more. Nice spin move in the paint. Minton couldn't get the shot to go over Green. Byrne clears the defensive rebound. They'll give it off to Michael. Now he'll walk it across, but he'll be looking at a little half-court trap action here for the Rams. A little 1-2-2 extended. Michael, deep three. Right side, rattles it home. Bullseye for number 4. Michael with his first field goal and a timely one at that. Makes it 30-22. Rare three for Sizemore. Dribble drive by Minton. Kicks it out now to Sears on the right side. Back out top to Lawson. Now to Vincent. Vincent dribbles in. Elbow, jumper. 15-footer will go left side. Nice pull-up jumper for Vincent. Give him 4. And it's now 30-24. Senators facing that three-quarter court trap again. Coach Cole doing just enough to slow down this Senator offensive attack. Nice touch pass. Byrne, cross-court skip. Touch pass to Michael. Back to Payton. His three long. Byrne, offensive rebound. Back up, wouldn't go. In and out. Minton with the board to Lawson, his sophomore teammate. Gives it right back, though, to a cutting Ashton Minton. He's got 6. Second field goal of the night for him, and it's the closest it's been in a while at 30-26.
We've kind of started relying on the hot hand from 3, and we've not got it right now.
Dangerous cross court from
Got to be patient.
Bryce to Jackson over in that left
Settle
corner.
down.
Got it out of trouble. Rams have the Senators a little rattled in the half court. 2-minute warning here in this first half. Ball nearly tipped by Vincent. Kick back to Byrne for 3. Bullseye for the Iceman. Senators starting to heat up from downtown. Make it now 33-26. Back to a 7-point advantage. Minton has it out top. Looking for a high screen from Radcliffe. He'll dribble away from it. And Coach Cole will call out the set that he wants. Minute 40 and counting for the half. Lawson looking for a double high screen. Minton there as well as Radcliffe, and a 3, deep 3. Garrett Vincent coming to life here. 7 points all in this second quarter of action. Make it now 33-29, back to a 4-point game. Payton gets it in the middle of the floor in the front court to Sizemore. Back to Payton, cross court to Green, drives in, has it blocked by Minton, got his own rebound, back up and in. Ball got ping-ponged around for just a moment. Make it 35-29. 63 seconds to play before the half. Rams back at it on the offensive end. High screen from Minton for Vincent. Hot hand. Got that one.
We got to get on
at
the
the
board.
basket. Missed it. Offensive rebound by Radcliffe. And on the kick out, we're going to have a Senator foul. Stoppage of play with 51 seconds to go. Steve Eichert with the call. Let's see who they get. This one's going to go on Jackson. His first, team sixth. Each team with 6 personals, multiple substitutions. Nate Dunn, 6'3", and a freshman. He'll check in for his first minutes of the night.
We've got to start.
Radcliffe checks out. Vincent checks out.
We've got to block out underneath, Missy. There's too many second chances down there. And when we have a block out, we seem to be delaying too long to crash the board. Butt to gut, fire to the ball. We seem to be watching the ball come to the ground.
Ball side stack on the inbounds pass. They go to Minton. It was a little high stack. Extended up to the free throw line. Lawson has it now with control of the basketball. 42 seconds and counting. Takes it left side, gives it off to Clark. Clark will dribble out of trouble and cycle back through. 35 seconds, takes a glance back at Coach Cole. He puts up 3 fingers. Let's see what they get. That'll be Lawson on a drive, hoop in the harm. Rams to the free throw line for an and one opportunity. Lawson was 6, looking for number 7 on the night, and it's 35-31. Stoppage of play, maybe some blood. I don't know if it's blood. Yeah,
Bryce is busted.
Farmer, thought it was his nose, but it's his mouth. He may have lost a tooth in that business because he is gushing, folks. He's got a handful of it. So they'll have to stop play, and they'll have to get blood off the floor. Bryce rushes up to the locker room with manager Dylan Moore, and they'll check him out. Try to get his mouth rinsed out, perhaps in the sink up there. He had his hand cupped, Joe, and it was full. Looked like he'd been in a first-round fight with Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Now we're going to have to follow whatever protocol there is for blood on the floor, and we don't seem to have that covered.
I have to take care of that for the sake of anything at school like this, no matter if it's a athletic event, extracurricular, or during the school day for bloodborne pathogens and such, just following the handbook and procedures by the IHSAA as well. I'm going to have to get that cleaned up because there was apparently a lot of it splattered. Not sure what happened. I didn't see Bryce take a shot, but he obviously took a good lick because, again, his mouth was completely full of blood, and so was his hand. Gushing pretty good with 30.2 on the clock. Stoppage of play, 35-31. I tell you what, folks, while they're getting this settled up, let's take a break and hear a word from a sponsor because it may be a while before we get this cleaned up. We're waiting on some janitors to come down to get this taken care of. So 30 seconds to go in the half. 35-31. Senators up by 4. We'll come back with the conclusion of the first half right after this.
My name is Becky White from WSLM, and I'm at the beautiful new John Jones GM City facility in Salem, Indiana. And I've got the service manager, Scott McCoy, with me for the John Jones Auto Minute.
At John Jones GM City, our certified service center is rolling out more great deals to give you a December to remember. Have you had your vehicle's battery tested before the cold weather hits? Your battery's cold cranking amps are a vital element to starting in cold temperatures. We invite you in for a free battery test, and if needed, General Motors has a great rebate offer on our Professional Series AC Delco batteries. Speaking of rebates, General Motors has more great rebates on tires. We are offering a $70 rebate on Pirellis and an $80 rebate on Goodyear, Dunlops, and Hankook tires. This is on select sets of 4 tires mounted and balanced at our service center. And remember, here at John Jones GM City, you can also get a free alignment check on your vehicle just by asking. And don't forget about our General Motors Tire Price Match Guarantee. Find a competitor's tire priced lower and GM will refund the difference. Here at John Jones Certified Service Center, we also offer several other free inspections like your wiper blades, tire pressures, tread depth readings, and diagnostic codes. Please visit our website for many more money-saving offers at johnjonesautogroup.com. Call us anytime. Our service hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6, Saturday, 7:30 to 1. We'll see you soon.
John Jones GM City. You see so many because they paid so little.
Back from the break here, and what do you know? We found us a janitor by the name of Philip Bausman, the athletic director and head football coach, comes out. He's got some of the cleaner for such instances where there's blood spilled on the floor here at the school. And he's out trying to take care of several splatter spots, and a couple of the custodians come out to help him out and mop up the floor. So they'll have to make sure that not only do they get it mopped up after they spray it and clean it, but of course then they'll have to go through with a towel or a squeegee and get this water up. They're spraying in several spots, and we have yet to see Bryce emerge. There he goes. He's emerged from the locker room, but he's standing up there with a mouthful of blue towel. I'm sure that one will go in the bin to be tossed, because I'm sure it may look purple by the time his bloody mouth gets finished with it. Still waiting. A lot of cleaning. And we have a little bit of catching up to do. 30.2 on the clock before the half. 35-31. Senators out in front. They've led by as many as 12. Scoring got started off of a three-point make by Peyton Walker, who has paced the attack here tonight. He's got 15 of the team's 35 in this first half. To remind you, he had his career high against the Rams at the Holiday Tourney at Valley last December. As a matter of fact, that game on December 30th of last year. Now they've brought the towels out to clean up the spray and the mop water once they got the blood off of the floor. Even Hunter Sanford hops up after his long rest with those two personals to help get the floor squeaky clean.
He wants to get the game moving on so he can get back in. It'd be halftime pass. We'd be about ready to start the second half. I'm sure we're going to see him back in the third quarter.
And while we have a moment, we're still waiting. By the way, JV Senators, Coach Clayton Sullivan's group, falls 55-35 the final tonight. So the JV Senators now even their record at 2-2 with the loss to the Young Ramblers. Varsity trying to earn the split, though, here tonight and get things back on the winning track. Before that dead ball situation and before all the blood splatter from Bryce Farmer, we had a foul on Michael Sizemore. That was his first, team's 7th. So we're awaiting some free throw situation here. The officials at this point may have forgotten at this point what happened. Craig maybe they have to be the one that tells them, Joe. Craig reminds us that it'll be Lawson, the sophomore sensation, the point man for the Rams that will be shooting that one in bonus.
We've really struggled up on top against those two guards tonight, even either dribble drive or the shot in the second quarter. The first quarter, they weren't shooting the ball well at all. They weren't, they were off. But this second quarter, they've kind of found the distance and starting to put them in. That's kind of stretched us out, and they're pretty quick. Got around us a couple times, and then even on shots that they've missed from the outside, they've been able to crash the board from 20 feet away and make an attempt at getting a rebound and gotten a couple rebounds.
Correction, that was not an and one opportunity that we'll be seeing. It'll actually be the hoop and the harm. Lawson got the dribble drive on the call from Coach Cole, got the little isolation dribble in the half-court set, finished with the floater. Michael picked up the personal, so Lawson will try to finish and get his 7th of the night. At the free throw line on the year, Lawson just 1 of 3 for 33%. Back to action after about a 5-minute break. Lawson's free throw on the way. Good rotation, got it to go, so give him the old-fashioned three-point play. 35-32.
Yep, we got to move to him.
Zink and Sizemore have it in the backcourt. Sizemore races into the front court, splits the double team. As Jordan Clark falls to the floor, 15 seconds to go. Green has it in the up, out back. They go underneath the Zink. Tried to feed underneath to Walker, and he gets fouled first. Rams wanted to travel. Coach Cole nearly fell to the floor on all fours. He was already on one knee.
Cam got the ball, and he was faced right towards Peyton, but he just wasn't big enough to get the ball around him.
Got bumped, and that didn't help either as he took a bump, and this one's going to go against Mitchell Radcliffe. That's his first, team 7th. 8.9 on the clock. Zink on the year off the bench for West Washington. A 4-for-4 performance thus far from the charity stripe, making him now 5 of 5 on the year. So he gets the
they're going to try
one in bonus here.
They put Minton back in the game here with 8.9.
Mars is going to check in at the break as well.
He'll try to save
He's
Noah.
going to get Green out so he don't pick up a cheap third with 8.9 on the clock. By the way, the freshman Nate Dunn checked out for Paoli on that last exchange as well. Zink's next free throw attempt on the way, good as well
Need
as
a little
the
ball
first.
pressure here, a little ball pressure.
37-32, 6 seconds, 5, Lawson into the paint, gives it off to Clark, to Minton, 3, off the mark, no good, way long as a matter of fact, and the Senators will go into the locker room with a 5-point advantage as they lead at 37-32, but the Rams wake up a little bit on the offensive side of the ball here in this second period of play to make things far more interesting than they were early on in that first quarter of action. We'll come back to begin our Eddie Gilstrap Motors halftime report. We'll run down all of the scoring and statistics, team and individual, from this first 16 minutes of play. But as the teams head to the locker rooms, 37-32, Senators lead it by 5. We'll step aside, hear from a couple sponsors, and we'll come back to begin that Senator halftime report right after this. Tonight, you're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220.
McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Head on down to Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem and get your new or used Ford, Ram, Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. Stop in the new office at 207 South Main Street right here in Salem for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. See Steve, Travis, or Neil and give them an idea of what you're looking for. Whether it's new or used, the guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will work hard to put you in the ride of your life. Check out the new Ford and Ram trucks, as well as their new crossovers and SUVs. Or if new is not in your budget, the no-pressure guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will help you find a certified pre-owned vehicle. Stop in today at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. Call today at 812-883-3481 or check them out online at EddieGilstrapMotors.com. Don't forget the body shop and come see the all-new Detail Center and speak to Brian Fisher about what he can do for all your detailing needs.
Back here at the Ron Smith courtside, where the Senators lead at 37-32 at the half. The Chuck-a-Duck contest is over. They've had the split the pot drawing, and they're getting ready to do the first Harrison hoop shoot. Joe, I threw that first duck out there. I thought I was going to have me another successful title run tonight, and I think I got shuffleboarded off the target zone. I was right there at the bullseye.
I don't know who won it, but it ended up dead center.
It was some of Claude Combs' family up there on the top row. Not sure if Joni threw that or if Olivia threw that. Maybe Jeannie even. I'm not sure. Somebody, though, won some dough tonight on Chuck-a-Duck. They're going to clean that up, and they're going to have the half-court shot. Claude will draw that out here in just a moment. But a pretty good first half. West Washington getting a little sloppy in the half-court defense, but hanging on here, hanging tough against a much-improved Rams team. As we will see our school board president, Brian Farmer, step down from the top row directly across from us. He will get the first Harrison half-court hoop shot.
See if he can even get it there.
Ouch.
That's a long way off when you get up in age. It looks like from here to Louisville.
Remember, you said that. I didn't.
I'm just telling you. It looks
Drum
like
roll.
from here to Louisville.
Farmer will. Oh, boy. Half-court shot is up.
Oh, boy. Ooh. You got it there.
Just a little wide left.
Just offside.
Not too bad of an effort, though, from Brian Farmer here. Let's see what the amount goes up to.
Be $1,000.
Yep, up to a cool grand. That'll make a nice little Christmas gift or post-Christmas gift because the Senators won't be at home until up into January.
Don't they carry that to the girls' games, though?
That might be.
Yeah,
I don't know if
the girls play here twice. I think twice next week.
Do they have? I know they're at Bedford on Saturday
and I think they're here Tuesday night and Thursday night. I think.
All right, so it will make a good Christmas gift for somebody as a half-court hoop shoot contest goes to $1,000. But a good first half by both of these clubs. Paoli just a little bit slower out of the gate though on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they were a lot slower than they were in that second quarter. They kind of surprised me the way the game started and the way we come out of the gate. You know, I thought maybe we were really going to run away with it. They were taking some shots that they had good looks on, but were just throwing up some bricks. They couldn't hit the side of a barn there to begin the game with, but they finally kind of got in rhythm and hit a couple. Now they've been unstoppable. They've probably shot, a cool, I'm going to say 50% or better in that second quarter to kind of drag themselves back into it. And also a thing they've got going is this guard play out front. They're really quick. A couple moves, dribble drives, and they've got in the basket, got in underneath it. We've been kind of not paying attention, and they've got close enough to the basket to get a good enough look to score. We need to settle down a little bit defensively and concentrate on getting some of these rebounds. We're letting them get too many rebounds. Back when you're younger in practice, your coach throws the ball up against the rim and you partner up with a guy. And when the shot goes up, you turn, you get your rear into his belly, you block him out. And the key to those drills when you're younger is to fight him off and hold him off till the ball hit the ground, okay? Well, it seems like tonight that's kind of been what we've wanted to do. But we've got to, once you make the contact with the guy and get him blocked out, that's when you got to surge towards the ball. But we just seem to be staying back and not surging towards the ball soon enough.
Let's run down some individual numbers for both of these clubs. First for the Rams, trailing it by 5 here at the halftime break. Got a number of guys in the scoring column, but a couple of starters that are still a little cold on the offensive side of the ball. Dawson Easterday and Mitchell Radcliffe start, but do not tally in that first half for Coach Cole's club. Ty Lawson, the sophomore point man, has 7. Pretty evenly balanced night for him. Dietrich Sears with 4 on a couple of 2-point field goals. Ashton Minton with 6. 3-pointer, a 2-pointer, and 1 of 4 from the charity stripe for the sophomore forward. Garrett Vincent plays off the bench with Austin Carmichael, Jordan Clark, Jacob Babcock, and Nate Dunn in that first half. Jordan Clark with 5 all in the second quarter, and Jacob Babcock with 3, including a 2-point make and 1 of 2 free throws shooting. Again, Carmichael and Dunn play off the bench but do not tally. 3 of 7 as a team from the charity stripe in that first half for the Ramblers, 43%. They gave it away 3 times, including 2 of those 3 in the first period. Meanwhile, for Coach Smith's club, starting to get some balance, but it was a lot of heavy lifting by Peyton and Jackson early as they basically carried the Senators through that first quarter and a half offensively. Peyton leads the way and leads all scorers with 15 points on the night. 6 for Michael Sizemore all in the second period, and 5 for Noah Green all in the second quarter of play as well. Jackson Byrne has 9. 2 2-point field goals, a 3-point make, and 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Hunter Sanford started, but surprisingly did not score. He had a couple of early fouls, though, that hampered him. Bryce Farmer, Nick Mars, Camden Zink play off the bench. Zink has 2 from the charity stripe. Farmer went out with the bloody mouth. Didn't see him again there in the second quarter, and Mars scoreless as well. Senators 9 out of 11 from the charity stripe for 82% in that first half. Senators led it 17-8 after the first stop. They get outscored, though, 24-20 in that second quarter, but it was enough to hold on to a 5-point edge here at 37-32. Joe's got the first half rebounding and shooting numbers.
Yeah, for the Senators, from 2-point range, they were 8 of 10 and 80%. They were 4 of 7 from 3-point range at 57%. Overall, they were 12 of 17 at 70%. The Rams were 10 of 18 from two-point range at 55%, 3 of 11 from 3 at 27%. Overall, the Rams were 13 of 29 at 44%. Rebounding, the Senators had 2 offensive boards, 8 defensive boards for a total of 10. Paoli had 4 offensive boards, 3 defensive boards for a total of 7. Turnover-wise, the Senators had 7 turnovers against 11 assists. Paoli had 3 turnovers against 6 assists.
Paul Arvin checks Bryce Farmer's mouth out, as well as Steve Eichert, and now Dave Erie will come over and they'll check him out. Busted his lip, and they'll check to make sure he's going to be okay without dripping some blood. I think he's got most of it stopped as we get ready to start the third quarter of action. Senators will have it to start the period, up 37-32. Fans, don't forget, on Twitter, WW Senator Radio. You can check us out on our Twitter handle, easy for me to say, with live feeds and scoring updates, as well as going to Facebook, our Facebook page, WW Senator Radio, and also our live stream, which there's a link on Twitter
and ball. We don't even seem to.
Facebook. Got a link to get on live stream. Craig got some new software, so we're trying some new things out. But check us out on live stream with our link through Twitter and Facebook. So Senators on the floor. They'll go back with the original 5. Walker, Sanford, Byrne across the front. Green and Sizemore in the backcourt.
1-3-1 defense.
1-3-1 half-court trap for the Rams, who will start with Easterday. Looks like Lawson, Sears out there with Jordan Clark and Ty Lawson. So a little bit of a shake-up in the lineup. Foul's going to go early here on Minton. Just 12 seconds into the second half. And that is his second personal.
That's a thing Michael can do real well, is get to the basket on a guard. And being that's a younger guard, we got to be advantage Michael.
We talked about that in the pregame conversation with Coach Smith about his ability to flex his physical muscle and his basketball IQ, as well as Michael earns a trip to the line against that 1-3-1 and knocks them both down. So give Michael 8 on the night, and it's a 39-32 advantage once again for West Washington. Back up to 7. Nearly a half minute gone by. Minton tries a turnaround jumper and got the hook to fall over the outstretched arms of Jackson Byrne. So Minton matches point for point with Sizemore. Hunter Sanford loses the handle. Turnover number 8 for West Washington. Back in transition. Lawson feeds into the front court to Easterday. Again, Easterday out there with Sears, Lawson, Clark, and Minton. Clark has it on the ball reversal. Off to Lawson. Dribble drive. Thought better of it against Byrne. He'll kick it back out to Clark. Sophomore out there in the backcourt. Payton tries to come over the top with help.
They're going to kill us in there. We can't stop him.
They missed it, and Minton able to catch clean. Spins and puts it off the glass for 2 more, so he's in double figures with 10, nearing his average of 12 points per game. Hunter in the middle. Strong take to the hoop. 1 power dribble, and Hunter's got his first points of the night at the 6:43 mark of this third quarter, 41-36.
Misty, that's some sweet cooking right there, what we need to take advantage of. We need to get it inside the Hunter and let him go.
Sears takes a pull-up 3 against Byrne, comes up short. Payton with the defensive board. Sizemore lays it off for Green, who dribbles into the front court. Off to the trailer. That's Sizemore. Hesitation. Feeds to a cutting Hunter Sanford, who finishes at the rim again. Thought he might throw it down with one hand. Hunter's got 4 quick ones out of the break. Underneath, Sears misses. Bowling ball effect here as Sears went up for his own rebound, crashes into Hunter Sanford, who then in turn knocks down Clark. We'll have a rebounding foul on West Washington. This will be team foul number 1 for them of the half, and Jackson's second.
That's a couple times tonight we've not been able to get the 50-50 ball. It's just dribbling around down there on the floor. Nobody's got control of it. We just can't get it.
Paoli runs a box set, gets a beautiful back screen. They got it in to Easterday. Hunter and Easterday going at it. Payton in transition, got the layup to go left side of the floor. Payton with 17 to lead all scorers, and it's 45-36. Getting physical out there. Hunter Sanford with those 2 personals. Giving Easterday the business on that last exchange. Lawson against Sizemore, beats him off the dribble. Lawson's got 9. Good-looking move. Dribbled penetration from the sophomore. Make it 45-38. 5:37 and counting third quarter. Green into the front court to Payton. He drives baseline left side. Couldn't get the hoop in the arm, but draws some contact, and Payton still on the floor. Gets some help up. May have landed awkwardly on that hip. Seems to be all right, though, as he'll go to the free throw line off of foul number 2 against the Rams in the half. And picking up his first foul of the night is Dietrich Sears. Peyton on the year again, struggling, come into tonight just 2 of 5, Joe, and got that one to fall.
It's been kind of a helter-skelter season so far at the line for him. We've been kind of talking about it. It just doesn't seem to be getting his legs into the shot.
Peyton hit the first, the second one a little short. Looked like his shoulders that dipped back from it. Sears behind the back, splits 3 defenders.
There's another
Couldn't
ping pong
get the
ball.
Steve Nash finger roll to go. Easterday has it out front, gives it off to Lawson. His 3 short. Sizemore with the long defensive rebound. In transition, feeds in the front court. Byrne has it, stops, gives it to the trailer. Green, hesitation dribble, and we'll have a foul on the floor. This one will go on Clark. This will be Paoli foul number 3 of the half. And for Clark, his second personal. Substitution coming in for the Rams. That's 34. Jacob Babcock, the 6'2 junior, who had it out a couple of different possessions with Jackson Byrne. And 24, Dawson Easterday will have a seat. 1-4 low set for West Washington. Byrne with the screen. They'll have to go way out top to the center circle to Hunter. Feeds high post to Byrne. Kick out. Sizemore, 3. Off the mark, no good. Byrne, offensive rebound. 1 dribble. Couldn't get it to go.
Yeah.
Then we'll have a rebounding foul as Clark got pinned behind the guy with prime position on the weak side, and that was Green. So for Clark, he's going to pick up his 3rd here early in the 3rd. Team foul number 4 already against the Rams. Garrett Vincent, who got the hot hand in the second quarter for the Rams, checks in as Clark will check out. Back to a 1-4 low set for the Senators. Rams try to defend, but they fell asleep. Jackson had it on the seal. Jackson screen, sealed back to the basket, had a wide open look and left it short at point blank range. And then the Senators will pick up a rebounding foul, and this will go against Noah Green. Second personal against the Senators of the half. Noah picks up his 3rd.
I thought Jackson was
Well, that's what Coach Smith just jumped up and yelled at Eicher. Now, going back to what I was talking about earlier, for fans who didn't know what I was talking about in the pregame and during the lineups, Hunter gets the block. Here it comes. 2-hand finish. Jams it home. Hunter Sanford emphatically jams it home. The block shot, runs the floor, gets paid with the leak out, and one half of the Flush brothers puts it down as he skies above the rim. 2-hand flush, hangs on the rim for a second to let the traffic clear. And 6 points out of the gate here in this second half for Hunter Sanford after going scoreless in the first 16 minutes due to foul trouble. Lawson to answer, misses the 3. Sizemore cleans the defensive glass. Sizemore, the Windex man on that possession as he cleans it up. Senators back up 48-38 off the dunk by Hunter. And underneath, going to have another foul on the Rams. This will be team foul number 5. But what a great job closing out on a shooter. You know, Hunter did that in the first half, and we got hurt on the defensive glass because he wasn't home. But here we come up with the possession off the block shot. Nice feet ahead, and Hunter put it down with authority.
The good thing about that closeout that he did there, he stayed at the free throw line. He didn't crash in, towards the three-point line to avoid the foul.
Foul's going to go on 34. Jacob Babcock, who just checked back in not too long ago for Coach Cole. He picks up his 4th. That's team foul number 5. Peyton rewarded with a trip to the free throw line where he hit the first. Second one is on the way, and it is in and out, no good. Sizemore, offensive rebound, though, back up and in. So Sizemore helping out the cause on the offensive boards this time. Makes it 51-38. Sizemore's into double figures with 10. Right on his average almost. And we'll have a rebounding foul underneath as the Senators get burnt this time on the boards. And for Noah, that's going to be his 4th, so he's going to have to sit down for a while. Team's 3rd, so Senators with 3 personals, Rams with 5. Green gets his 4th, so Rams the beneficiary of this trip down because they get the foul. They get Green out of the game, and now Dusty Cole, will bend Steve Eichert's ear. 24, Dawson Easterday to the free throw line. Scoreless on the night, misses the first on the year. Easterday 1 of 2 for 50% through the first 2 games entering tonight's contest.
This is a big turning point here for West Washington. Even if he hits his free throw, we get the board down, and we get down here and make a big bucket.
He gets the free throw to fall, so we'll see some pressure here as Mitchell Radcliffe checks in. Easterday checks out. But again, for fans that didn't know during the pregame and when we were given lineups, before we were so pleasantly interrupted by Hunter's block and slam, Steve Eichert was the guy who had the game at Paoli last year, where Coach Smith went out and gave the shoulder check to Eichert and nearly got teed up for it. I thought he was going to get rung up, but he didn't for whatever reason. So Eichert, a little bit of past with both Coach Cole and Coach Smith. We're going to have a foul in the half court, away from the ball. This one going to go on 42, Dietrich Sears, his second. That's going to be team foul number 6, Joe. So we're going to get to the bonus probably pretty early. 3:17 to go here in this third quarter. Senators up by 12 at 51-39. We'll have a foul. There it is, Joe. Team foul number 7 as Byrne gets it underneath. Got hacked across the arm. Missed the bunny, but it'll go to the free throw line as the foul goes on Mitchell Radcliffe. His second. Again, team 7th.
The whistle was real late there. I was beginning to think he was going to have to go back up and get the board.
Jackson to the free throw line. Came into the game perfect, 2 of 2. He's hit 2 for 2 here tonight. And now making 3 for 3 as Jackson now goes into double figures. So 3 Senators into double figures. Green and Sanford lurking behind, but they've battled foul trouble. Jackson looking for point number 11 on the night. 52-39. Cashes both of them in. 53-39, and the Senators have their largest lead of the night at 14.
Jackson, don't retaliate.
Rams had it close, got it down to 3 at one juncture in the ball game. And now we're going to have a foul underneath.
Double. You're going to call too.
I don't think so. Eichert didn't signal for a double foul.
He wasn't even looking there. That was down the block. He wasn't even looking at the battle was going on at the block.
Wait a minute. They called it on. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They called it on 40, and I thought, we don't even have a 40, but Bryce had to change jerseys because of all the blood from the busted mouth in the first half. 4 team fouls now against the Senators. Make it 5. They're going to get Hunter Sanford for this one. Last one on Bryce, his second. Hunter's going to pick up his third. Paul Arvin with the call. And Nick Mars will check in. Stoppage of play. 6'3 junior Nick Mars back into the ball game. Sanford will check out. So Mars, Byrne, Walker, Farmer, and Sizemore.
We've had to play this game too much without Hunter.
53-39, but we're still up 14, biggest of the night. Out top, Vincent with it. Back in the corner, it goes right side to Lawson. They'll kick it out to Radcliffe on the ball reversal, and now it goes to Sears. Back to Vincent. NBA 3 from Paoli, wouldn't go. Rebound off to Byrne. To Sizemore, now to Payton as he'll slow things up. Sends it one hand across court to Farmer, to Sizemore, and the Senators will slow it back up now and go into their half-court set. Farmer flashes high, gets it, reverses it. They've got Byrne working underneath against Minton, and Minton giving up about 80 pounds to Byrne. Missed the bunny, but got his offensive board back up and in. Byrne's got 13 on the night, make it now 55-39 as that largest lead of the night continues to increase.
Traveled.
And a turnover for the Rams. Their 4th of the night, Joe. They've done a good job of taking care of the rock. They've just struggled offensively.
I seen Bryce come off of that spin move he made, and I thought, did he chest bump him? I thought, Bryce, he's too far away from the bucket to be bodying up like that.
Garrett Vincent will check out after the miss on the NBA 3 on the last possession. Jordan Clark checks back in. Senators will have to go a little 2-1-2 to break this three-quarter court pressure as Mars gets it in the front court. Dangerous pass back out to Sizemore. Splits 2 guys, brings it left side on the baseline. Stops, pops, boom! 10-foot jumper from the short corner goes from Mikey. He's got 12 on the night. Timeout on the floor, folks, as the Senators smell blood in the water. 57-39, an 18-point lead, the Senators' biggest of the night. Timeout, a full one on the floor by Coach Cole and the Rams. So we'll step aside and take one as well here in the third quarter. Senators up by 18. tonight. You're listening to Senator Basketball on Salem's 1220. Back with more right after this.
Caring people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Salem Crossing. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers and solutions and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Salem Crossing, visit ASCSSeniorCare.com or call 812-883-1877. That's 812-883-1877.
Back out of the break here, Coach Cole not happy with his team's effort as he burns his first full timeout of the night. Sees this one slipping away here in the third. Minute 56 to go. Back to action. Senators up 57-39. Rams able to get it down to 3 at one point. The Senators have a little bit of life put back in them at the offensive and defensive ends of the floor. Dribble drive, Lawson, little floater rolls around and in. Give him now 11 on the night.
Not had much of an answer for that dribble drive.
57-41. Farmer gets it in the front court, throws it back out now to the center circle to Sizemore, who slows it up. Sears will come out to pick up the pressure. Byrne, high post, has to kick back out to Sizemore. Takes a high little chip screen underneath the Walker. Couldn't finish. Looked like Peyton didn't have any legs on that one. Never got off the floor, but he gets fouled and he'll go to the free throw line.
Kind of went into him before he ever really got off the ground.
Minton picks up his third, and that's team foul number 8 on the Rams. So Peyton back to the free throw line, hot and cold. And that one's good. Peyton now at the 20-point plateau on the night.
See if he can put 2 together here.
He is yet to do that. 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 2. And he finally got it. 21 on the night for Peyton to help lead the charge. 59-41. Lawson back at it in the front court. Another little runner. And we're going to have a Senator foul. But, Joe, you know what? Bad things happen when you let dribble penetration go too many times. And Cam Zink will check in after Steve Eichert gives the call. Foul goes on Nick Mars with the help side. That's his first of the night, and that's team foul number 6 against the Senators here in this half. And that will send the sophomore point man, Ty Lawson, to the free throw line. Struggles a bit from the charity stripe. Came in just 1 of 3, but he's 2 for 2 thus far here this evening, as he now has 12 in the ball game. 63 seconds to play in the third. Second free throw on the way. It's good as well. We'll have a substitution. They can't stop play. Ball's already in. Senators had it almost a half court, and they stopped play. Number 40, Hobie Bobbitt, 5'9" and a
Official
freshman.
ought to be right on that. As soon as that ball goes through the net, he's got to be blowing the whistle.
This cat's going to check in to probably try to face guard Michael. Good luck with that. 63 seconds to play. Sizemore will use a much more physical stature. Run and jump trap. They get it to Peyton, middle of the floor. Leads the break. Goes in. Scoop shot is good. Switched hands all on Michael Jordan against the Lakers in the 90s finals. And
boy.
Peyton's going to get one, but he swiped down at the ball, and that's what he swiped down. If he'd have just swiped up, he'd have been in good shape. That's what you try to teach them when they're young. But he smacked down at the ball. You're going to have to explain this to your wife here, this rule, because this may be it may be a long car ride home for you.
I'm not going to turn around. I'd probably be just as well off, keep my face towards the floor.
Oh, Peyton went through 3 guys, brought it with his right, switched to his left like Jordan did against the Lakers. Only thing is Jordan finished a little bit higher at the rim. The freshman, Hobie Bobbitt, to the free throw line.
Starting to see some faces on the floor that I haven't seen much of tonight for Paoli.
I think they put him in primarily, though, for another defender in the full court. he couldn't get either one of those to go.
Easy.
61-43.
We got a lot of jerseys getting pulled here.
Zink and Farmer, they're going to lose the ball. It's going to go into the backcourt. Last touch by West Washington. This is going to be turnover number 9.
Coach Smith's got to be careful. He's got to be careful right here with your guard combinations, what you've got out front. You've got to have Michael involved out front with Noah on the bench.
28.4 on the clock, 61-43. Senators had it at 61-41, their only 20-point advantage of the night. Lawson off another high screen, looking to dribble drive again. Instead picks up the dribble and gives it off now to Clark. Clark will bring it back out, the other sophomore guard in the lineup right now for the Rams. 15 seconds to play in what seems like has been an eternity here in this third quarter.
They're clearing it out.
They'll clear it out. He'll take Peyton off the drive, dribble drive. He can't finish at the rim.
Peyton's got to be strong.
Offensive rebound off the ball, but he can't finish, and then they'll clear the board with Zink. And that's the way the third quarter will come to a close. 61-43. Senators enjoying an 18-point advantage as we head into the fourth and final quarter of regulation in this PLAC showdown, the first of the year for both of these clubs. We'll step aside, take a break, and we'll come back with fourth quarter action right after this.
I'm here at John Jones GM City in Salem, Indiana, and I'm talking with sales manager Troy C.
It's the season for giving, so why not give you and your family a very special gift for 2016? A nicer, newer car. John Jones GM City in Salem, Indiana, we're going to make that fun and easy. Visit us today and you can drive a brand new 2017 Silverado for only $24,899. If you want an SUV with hot looks and great gas mileage, treat yourself to a brand new 2016 Buick Encore, just $19,999. Rates as low as 0% APR, hundreds of pre-owned vehicles and local trade-ins, many priced below $5,000. Make this your December to remember. Visit us today at 1450 South Highway 60 in Salem, Indiana. Call 1-800-I-SELL-GM or visit us online anytime at johnjonesautogroup.com.
John Jones GM City. You see so many because they paid so little.
Back to fourth quarter action as we get underway. Little double screen out top. Lawson and company feed underneath.
Gosh darn, we take each other.
Dawson Easterday couldn't get the basket, but on the offensive rebound and putback, Jacob Babcock gets his 5th point of the night. Make it now 61-45. Hunter back into the ball game, and he's bumped and fouled. Things will get a little physical and chippy, I'm sure, in this fourth quarter. The fourth opens up with Sizemore, Farmer, Walker, Jackson Byrne, and Hunter Sanford for the Rams. Lawson out there with number 10, Landon Chastain, his first minutes of the night. Chastain, a 6'1 junior. Austin Carmichael, Babcock, and Easterday as Hunter shooting the bonus here. 9th personal whistled against the Rams, first against Easterday. Hunter gets the first one to go. Second one on the way is good as well. Hunter on the year 7 of 11 coming into tonight for 63%. He's got 8 in the game. 63-45. Senators back at it on the defensive side of the ball.
Got to watch for the clear out and the dribble drive from the top.
There
Double
he is.
Screen.
Lawson has it. They try to feed down low. Good look underneath to cutting Dawson Easterday. That's his first field goal of the night. Give him 3 in the contest. 63-47.
Get sloppy with our passes.
Minute gone by. Coach Cole.
Get it across.
Coach Cole all over Steve Eichert. He wanted to travel in the backcourt. Forces Coach Smith to call a timeout on the floor. Timeout for West Washington. It is a full timeout. We'll step aside and take one as well. You're listening to Senator Basketball tonight on Salem's 1220.
feel it the minute you walk into Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers, solutions, and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681. That's 812-883-4681.
The timeout by Coach Smith and the Senators. 56 seconds into this fourth quarter. They lead at 63-47, firmly in control. You'd think, though, we were down 3. Joe, a nervous wreck here to my left.
Yeah, well, we just seemed to panic a little bit here against this press. Jackson mishandled that.
Minute gone by. Senators up by 16. They've led by as many as 20.
We're going to dribble. We can't do this.
Zink has it out
That's
front.
the problem.
5 counts on. Little give and go from Sanford to Michael underneath. Double pumped. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but he'll go to the free throw line on team foul number 10 against the Rams. This foul's going to go on 34, Jacob Babcock, and that's going to be it for Babcock. The 6'2 junior will be disqualified on fouls and doesn't look too happy about it as he will have a seat. His night is finished with 5 points, a couple of 2-point field goals, and 1 of 2 free throw shooting for the junior big man as Coach Cole will use up most of his time allotted to put in a sub, and it will be number 12, Jordan Clark, the 5'11 sophomore guard with 6:47 to play in regulation. Sizemore to the free throw line, a 75% shooter on the year tonight. 5 out of 6 soaks the first one. Senators have scored in this fourth period. They've all been from the charity stripe. Shout out to Bonnie Trinkle listening out of the Senator Cafeteria. Loyal listener. Gina and Sarah Jo Huff back behind us here. Want to give Bonnie a shout out. So Bonnie, hope you're listening tonight. 6:42 and counting fourth quarter. 65-47. Senators back up by 18 off the makes by Sizemore. Senators working it in the half court man. Little dribble drive out front. Chastain cut off, had to feed it back out to Easterday. And now to the sophomore. Nice spin move and a double clutch pump at the rim. Nice move by Clark. And Clark's got 7 on the night. Scored all 5 of his first half points in that second period of play. He likes the even quarters apparently. Zink has it in the front court. He'll face a double team. Dribble drives left side. Goes through the baseline. Peyton now to Hunter, and he finishes at the rack for another 2. So Hunter finally into double figures with 10, nearing his season average. 67
there you go.
To 49.
Can't call a foul on that one.
And Hunter swats it to the second row. Wake up, youngsters down there under the basket. Sears will check in. Senators have committed 7 personals. Paoli 10, so both teams in the bonus the rest of the way home with 5:53 to play. And Dawson Easterday will have a seat. Carmichael, Clark, Lawson out there with Sears and Chastain. Lawson hits his first triple of the night. He's got 16 now, well above his 7-point per game average, and it is 67-52. 5:43 to play. Jackson had the baseline, tried to use it. Peyton gets it on the long pass that got tipped and then turns it over. Turnover number 10. Rams in business in the full court. 2-on-1 break. Nice feed. And Sears able to finish it off. Give him 6 now on the night. 67-54. Pace picks up and we'll have a charge. Rams in there taking a gritty charge. Coach Cole and the fan base from our west. The Paoli crowd likes it. Hunter will have a chat with Steve Eichert, though, to get clarification as Hunter picks up his 4th. Player control will also go as a turnover. Senators are giving it up now 11 times 13. As Zink checks out of the ballgame, and Noah, after a long night's rest, will check back in. 67-54. Coach
really
Gibson, the defensive coordinator,
getting
after the Senators here, wanting a gritty defensive lockdown for this last 5.5. letting the Rams hang around. Down to 13. Lawson, dribble drive, uncontested to the hoop, missed a wide open layup. Sizemore out of there with it. Works against Clark, and he gets bumped in the backcourt.
We had Eichert calling a charge. Is he going to walk over and discuss it? No, he didn't.
He's going to let Arvin make the call. Arvin had the bump.
When the whistle come off, his hand went behind his head. Hand went behind the head, and the left arm swiped away. He was wanting to call it.
Arvin's going to tell Dusty Cole to chill out over here in the Paoli coach's box. Team foul number 11 against the Rams. And this one against Clark, his 4th, so a lot of fouls mounting up for both of these clubs. Sizemore to the other end. Double bonus time for West Washington the rest of the way.
Centers need to learn how to seal the deal here. You got a 18, 19, 20-point lead. You can't go nervous.
Sizemore putting this one on ice, or trying to at the free throw line. He cashes in both attempts, 4 of 4 in this 4th quarter alone. Chastain's going to check out. Vincent's going to check back in to go along with Clark, Carmichael, Sears, Minton, and Lawson, the 2 sophomores. 69-54.
We need to put a little pressure up here. They're going to roll the ball all the way to half court. No, they didn't.
Senators back to their starting 5. Green, Sizemore, Sanford, Walker, and Byrne. 5 minutes to play. Can the Senators hold on? Coach Gibson, after that defensive effort, again being the defensive coordinator he is. Senators get a stop on the defensive board by Peyton. Michael brings it up against pressure from the sophomore Lawson. Slows it up, crosses over, and brings it left side now to Green. They feed down low to Byrne.
Don't have to be.
Nice feed to a wide open Michael Sizemore, who gets knocked to the floor. May have fell in a wet spot, too, as he lost his footing.
Tried to really plant.
Paoli foul number 12. This one's going to go on Lawson, and that's going to be his first, believe it or not, of the night. Had a really nice, clean ball game at the defensive end. Just seems like there's been so many fouls called, you'd have thought maybe one had been tagged on him. Sizemore back to the charity stripe. First one up is good.
That was a good look by Jackson. I thought he was going up. Turned, and there was Michael right on the block.
Michael's got ice water in the veins right now from the charity stripe. Cashes them both in. 6 for 6 in this 4th quarter alone. 71-54. Coach Gibson continues to urge the defense on wanting another stop. Rolling up on 4.5 to play. Carmichael, left side, right back to the sophomore. Lawson, short on the 3. Rebound track down. Byrne will have it.
Oh, he called it on Jackson.
Coach Smith is going to lose his mind.
He had body position on that ball. He was in front of him.
Yeah, but Jackson,
this guy needs another set of balls.
But Jackson put his arm out to pull the forearm down of Carmichael. So we'll have a foul on Byrne. This will be team foul number 9 for West Washington. And for Jackson Byrne, that'll be his 3rd.
Team's not going to go away.
Carmichael gets his first point of the night at the charity stripe. Played in the first half, did not tally. 71-55 with exactly 4.5 to play, and Clark will check in on a make, perhaps for Carmichael. Second one on the way is good. So Carmichael hits them both. Clark checks in, Carmichael out. So now for the Rams, Lawson, Clark, Sears, Minton, and Vincent. Turnover for West Washington as Noah throws it into the hands of Dietrich Sears, and Sears has 8 on the night. 71-58. Everybody's starting to get a little uneasy as we'll have a foul on the press break, and this one will go on Lawson, his 2nd. Team foul number 13 against the Rams. 4:20 to play.
We've got to learn to settle down a little bit and not panic. We've got a guy lurking down here. I hope the Senators see that.
3 guys in a huddle at midcourt. Byrne, Green, and Sanford. Sizemore to the free throw line. Double bonus. He's going to get 2 anyway. This will be free throw number 14. You're going to have to wind down. You had too much coffee.
They got a guy down here in the corner, and we got 3 guys standing here on the W not looking.
72-58. Sizemore finally with a miss in this second half underneath. Nice reverse layup by Minton. He's got 12 in the game. 72-60.
Wow.
Halfway home in the fourth. Ball tipped. Green brings it into the front court. Nearly loses the handle. Goes to Byrne underneath. Won't go. One hand follow tip. Won't go for Sanford. Rebound out to Vincent. Now to Lawson. 2 on 3. Lawson had it partially blocked. And then
after the rebound.
They're going to have a late whistle here. David Yeary with the call. The late whistle like we had on the other end earlier in favor of West Washington. That's going to be Noah Green's fifth, so he will be disqualified on fouls. Noah's night will end a quiet one for him, just 5 points. Bryce Farmer will be set to check in. 3:48 to play. Rams not going away. Refuse to go down without a fight. 72-60.
We've got to get the ball in bounds under the basket.
Lawson will have one more. He missed the first. Break for the Senators. They tried to score with the clock stop. He'll get one more, though. 30-second timeout called by Coach Smith here. With 3:48 to play, he'll have one full timeout to take him to the finish line. Coach Cole will have 2 fulls and a 30 in his favor if it gets much closer. Reminder to fans, we'll have our Ace Hardware Senator postgame wrap-up show here live from the Ron Smith court when this one goes final. Also, fans, don't forget, if you can't make the long trip, you don't want to get out in the cold tomorrow night and make the trip up to Seymour, Indiana, you can tune in to 12:20 as the Senators right back to action. The first of back-to-back Friday, Saturday double dips. Tomorrow night they'll be on the road for just the second time this season, going to Trinity Lutheran, a possible sectional 61 opponent. And then they'll have a week's rest nearly before they go to Pekin next Friday night, Cross County, as we will tip off the 2016 holiday tourney. Out of the timeout. Lawson will have one more. We'll have a sub if he makes it.
We'll get into this.
And he left it short. Byrne gets the rebound, so we come up here with a little bit of a break off the 5th foul by Noah Green. They can't score with the clock stop as they miss both free throws. Lawson struggles anyway, just 1 of 3 coming into tonight. High post, Sanford finds Farmer. He'll dribble out. Coach Smith wants him to be patient and start burning some of that clock up. 3:25 and counting. Back to Sizemore. Farmer, Walker, Byrne, and Sanford out there with him. Farmer loses the handle right into the hands of a Rams defender.
It's got to be. Bryce kind of stuck that ball right out chest
Did we have
height.
a jump ball or did we have a Ram step on the sideline?
He stepped on the sideline
So
after he stole it.
Back-to-back turnovers. 5th one of the night for Paoli. Little 3-man stack. They'll post Hunter down low against Sears. Senators get it in safely. 3:15 and counting. Still up by 12 at 72-60. Walker has it in front of Coach Smith. Left side, back out to Farmer. Farmer reverses to Sizemore. They look in the high post. Byrne will flash high.
Don't be
Now
silly.
they'll reverse it to Farmer, who'll get it back out of trouble. Picks up the dribble. Peyton to the rescue on the cross-court pass. Now down low to Byrne. Back out to Farmer.
We don't need a shot.
And counting
Make
here
them
in the
foul.
4th.
Make them foul here.
Sizemore gets free from Lawson. May have got by with a shove
Didn't need
off.
to do that.
Senators turn it over nearly. Able to save the possession. And then Peyton gets fouled in the high post by Chastain. Foul will go on Chastain. That'll be his first. And that will be team foul number 14 for the Rams. Double bonus for Peyton Walker, who's got 23 on the night.
Some of our bounce passes been a little lazy.
First free throw is up and way long. High bounce off the back iron. Senators have to cash in as well with the clock stop, even with this 12-point advantage, because this one far from done. 2:40 to play. Second free throw on the way for Walker is good. Give him an even 2 dozen on the night. 73-60.
Got to be tenacious here.
Senators back at it in the half-court man. Hunter fighting down low with the sophomore Minton, who's trying to get post position. They've got him on the lob, help side from Byrne, a little late, and then the shot by Minton's good off the glass. Minton with 8 in his second half, 14 in the game, and it is 73-62. Timeout for Coach Cole and the Rams. It's a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here with 2:25 to play Again, a reminder, Senators back in action tomorrow night at Trinity Lutheran. Pre-game around 7:15, tip at 7:30. They're trying to finish off this wire-to-wire finish. They have never trailed tonight in this ball game, but they have led by as many as 20 points at a lead of 61-41 at one point.
Every time that when they've tried to post Minton up tonight, we've fronted them. And with our length, they've still been able to get it over the top.
Yep.
We've been too slow on the backside to get over to rotate over to help. That's something we either got to fix now or we don't front him.
Right.
If we can't stop the pass and they're not afraid to go over us, we can't be fronting him.
Got to be basically straddle of that imaginary line down the center of the floor and got to be playing that help side defense. Sizemore misses Farmer deep into the front court. Had a chance to break it with the long pass. Instead, Sizemore will bring it into the front court with the dribble. Right side now to Walker over in front of the Senator cheer block. Out of the double team. Back to Sanford. High post to Farmer.
Bryce.
Kicks it over on the wing to Sizemore and underneath. Minton tried to take the flop against Peyton. And the foul's going to go in favor of West Washington. Dusty doesn't like the call for the Rams, and he'll have it out with Dave Yeary.
He was going down before he ever even turned. A la
Ashton Minton with
NBA.
his fourth personal. Yeary says, just listen to me. Coach Cole says, hey, he had position. Peyton rattles that one home. Give him 25 on the night.
Wow.
74-62, back to a 12-point game as we are at the 2-minute warning. 2:06 exactly to play. Peyton finally gets back-to-back again. 26 on the night for Peyton. 75-62. 2 minutes to play. Dribble drive again for Lawson. In and out, no good. He's missed a couple at point-blank range. And then a steal.
Never in the right spot tonight.
Nice save by the Rams behind the back. Ball on the floor. Fought for.
He called a foul on Bryce.
And we are going to have Paoli fans on the floor if we're not careful here. Bryce went to the floor trying to save the loose ball. And now some jawing by the sophomore, Lawson, who took some exception to it. And this one against Bryce will be his third. That is finally the 10th foul whistled against West Washington, so the Rams now the double bonus. Turnover and then add insult to injury. 75-62 to the line. Jordan Clark, 5 of 6 on the year for 83%. Probably not a guy you want to be there, but he's long on the first. He's got 7 on the night, looking for number 8, trying to get this to a 12-point game. Minute 49 to play. Second one is up, and it is long. Byrne with the long outreached arms snags that defensive rebound. 75-62 and a foul by Lawson, or maybe by Clark, on Sizemore as he brings it up. They're going to get Lawson, his third. Team foul number 15 against the Ramblers, and Sizemore back to the free throw line. Not the guy you want at the charity stripe. Coach Smith now jawing with Dave Yeary. Sizemore to the free throw line. He's been Captain Clutch there tonight, doing most of his heavy lifting from 15 feet straight away with the clock stopped. Chastain checks out. Vincent checks back in to go along with Minton, Sears, Lawson, and Clark for the Senators. Farmer, Sanford, Byrne, Walker, Sizemore. Sizemore's second one on the way. Good rotation in and out, no good. 76-62, 14-point ball game. Coming up on a minute and a half to play. Paoli running out of time. Precious seconds clicking off the clock. Clark nowhere to go. Had to kick it back out to Lawson. Now into Minton. He drives
Double
in,
dribble.
tries to kick out. Kicks it cross court. Sears for 3. Huge three-pointer. 7 in the quarter for Sears. 11 in the ball game. And this Paoli team knows no quit. 76-65. Full timeout for the Rams. We'll step aside and take one as well. Tonight you're listening to the Senators on Salem's 1220. Back with more fourth quarter action right after this.
really like how you look in your new F-250 4x4 from Eddie Gilstrap Motors. I think you should get it. No, you're not crazy. I'm talking to you from the radio. Trust me, I just wanted to let you know the guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will find you the best deal in Kentuckiana. And their no-pressure sales staff truly take an interest in what you're looking for and your price range. What's that? You want to trade in your old truck and drive this home? Eddie Gilstrap Motors is looking for used cars. You can even go online at EddieGilstrapMotors.com and see what it's worth. Or just drive on in and let the guys give you the best deal around. And during September, you can get a pair of tickets to the Kentucky Speedway Xfinity race when you buy a new car or truck while supplies last. Just head on over to Eddie Gilstrap Motors on Main Street in Salem. Hey, don't turn that dial. Leave me on so the next person can find out about all the great deals at Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem.
Out of the timeout by Coach Dusty Cole, leaving him with one full timeout. His team trails at 76-65 to Coach Smith's Senators. Foul in the backcourt. Team foul number 16 goes against Garrett Vincent. His second personal of the night. Michael 13-16 from the charity stripe in this game. Make it now 13-17 as he misses the first. All of his points in the fourth quarter coming from the charity stripe. Bad time to miss two in a row.
Yeah, we really need him here. Dribble drive.
76-65 and a foul on the floor, and you're stopping the clock, giving them a chance to score, and not only score, but possibly set up full court pressure, which we've struggled with.
Yeah, that's what they get if they get a score here. And what he'll do, what Coach Cole, he'll bring a guy in to put him in. So that way if they make that basket at the end, that gives them even more time to set it up.
Foul goes on Peyton, his second, team's 11th. Free throw in and out.
Shooter. It's always the shooter.
Free throw in and out, no good for Vincent. Still sitting at 7 points on the night. Both teams trading missed charity stripe attempts. Second one on the way is good.
That gets you your setup you want right there.
76-66, 10-point game. 68 seconds to play. Substitution here. Shasteen checks in for Vincent. Offense for defense for Coach Cole.
One mistake.
Little shove off. Paoli fans wanted it. Peyton, dangerous one-handed pass to Farmer, who tries to dribble out of trouble. To Hunter Sanford, to Sizemore, who finishes at the rack off the glass and good.
And Coach Smith really wanted that back out front to stay.
78-66, 50 seconds to play. Deep three, though, for Shasteen. Rams still no quit. 78-69, 9-point game, 47.8 on the clock. Step aside, take another break. Coach Cole uses up his last timeout. Tonight you're listening to the Senators take on the Rams in conference play on Salem's 1220. Back with more right after this.
Walk into Salem Crossing. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers and solutions and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Salem Crossing, visit ASCSSeniorCare.com or call 812-883-1877. That's 812-883-1877.
Coach Cole has used up all of his timeouts. Paoli out 47.8. They get it into Farmer, and Farmer fouled immediately. Probably a good choice. 2 of 4 on the year from the charity stripe for 50%. Has not scored tonight. Has not attempted a free throw tonight.
You know what I like to do there? I like to set 2 guys here in the backcourt, about 3/4 court in the backcourt. Put 2 guys at midcourt. Send them down the screen. Send those 2 guys long. That throws everybody back down the floor, and then you just got the easy inboard, and then you can bring it up.
Farmer short on the first. Door still open for the Rams, but barely cracked open. Not much time here. Senators, though, giving this Rams team every opportunity, and that one way long, so Farmer misses both of them. 78-69, 42 seconds to play. into the front court. Sears has it, and he throws it right into the hands of Sizemore. Turnover number 6 for the Rams, and Sizemore finishes at the other end. A monster fourth quarter for Sizemore makes it 80-69. Pump fake, dribble drive to the rack. Lawson for 2 more. Coach Cole out of timeouts. 80-71. Walker gets it. Now to Sizemore. Sizemore loses the handle. Turnover number 8. And then the Rams give it right back. Turnover number 4 of the half. 7th of the game for the Rams. Most of the fans have stuck around. Pretty good crowd here tonight on hand. Good showing, good support from both schools. 12.3 on the clock. Sizemore gets it in. He'll bring it into the front court, and he'll be fouled with 8.6. And Sizemore a chance to go ahead and throw the rest of this one into the ice box. Foul is foul number 17. You heard me right. 17th foul of the half against the Rams. Number 4 on Ty Lawson, and Sizemore back to the free throw line, and I have ran out of room in the scoring column in the fourth quarter for Michael because of all of the free throws. These are free throws number 13 and 14 for Michael in this quarter alone. Hit the first and hit the second.
When you're handling the ball late in the game like this, they really send you to the line.
82-71. Sears will try a 3 long and off the mark. 2.5 seconds to play. Rebound out to Farmer, and that's how this one will come to a close. 82-71. Senators get a wire-to-wire finish, and they will go not only to 3-1 on the year, but more importantly, 1-0 in the Patoka Lake as they will try to repeat their performance last year in the conference. Try to go squeaky clean, if you will. They do a good job of getting off to the right start, of course, here tonight with a big win. Again, 82-71 is the final. But you got to applaud the effort of this young Rams squad because they knew that they were going to be in for a battle, and even when they got down 20, they stuck with the Senators and just didn't know the word quit here tonight. But they fall short, so they'll go now to 1-2 on the year, 0-1 in the Patoka Lake. Again, the Senators now 3-1, 1-0 in the conference. We'll step aside. We're going to hear a word from a couple of sponsors, and we'll come back to begin our post-game wrap-up, our Senator post-game show brought to you all season long by the good folks at Ace Hardware of Salem. Be sure to stop in and check out their December bargains of the month. We'll come back with our Senator post-game show right after this.
McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Head on down to Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem and get your new or used Ford, Ram, Chrysler, Dodge, or Jeep. Stop in the new office at 207 South Main Street right here in Salem for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. See Steve, Travis, or Neil and give them an idea of what you're looking for. Whether it's new or used, the guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will work hard to put you in the ride of your life. Check out the new Ford and Ram trucks as well as their new crossovers and SUVs. Or if new is not in your budget, the no-pressure guys at Eddie Gilstrap Motors will help you find a certified pre-owned vehicle. Stop in today at Eddie Gilstrap Motors for the best deals in the Kentuckiana area. Call today at 812-883-3481 or check them out online at EddieGilstrapMotors.com. Don't forget the body shop and come see the all-new Detail Center and speak to Brian Fisher about what he can do for all your detailing needs.
here to the Ron Smith Court as we begin our post-game coverage. Senators victorious here tonight. Joe, in conference play, 82-71 is the final. An impressive night here for West Washington in this conference opener.
Well, the good thing about tonight was the Senators got off to a fast pace in the first quarter. They kind of set the tone, for the way they wanted to direct the night. They kind of ended a little bit sloppy, a little bit out of control, a little helter-skelter, you might say. We just really seemed to still struggle a little bit getting the ball up the floor and everybody knowing the assignment that Coach Smith really wants them to be in. There's a few times where it ends up the wrong guy's got the ball in his hands in just a wrong spot on the floor. Not that he don't need to have the ball in his hands, but maybe one of our bigs doesn't really need it on the wing in the back court. Maybe our big just needs it in the center court to kick out to one of the other off guards. But it's true to fact, we've got to have Michael handling the ball most of the time in the back court to get it up the floor, and that's why we send Michael to the free throw line so many times there in the second half, especially the fourth quarter. But overall, a pretty good effort. I see we had 26 total rebounds tonight, had 6 on the defensive side, or 20 on the defensive side, 6 on the offensive side for 26. We had 7 offensive boards and 10 defensive boards for a total of 17. A real good thing. 15 assists, 14 turnovers. A lot of those turnovers were towards the end of the game and were unforced. I didn't see really too many turnovers we made tonight that weren't unforced. They didn't really force us into anything. I just think we get a little bit unorthodox or out of position where we really are comfortable want to be. Most of these kids have played the one locked-in position their whole career, and you get up here to the varsity level and you might need another spot or two, and you just don't have somebody to fill it right now. So overall, pretty good for the Senators shooting from the floor for the game. From the two-point side, they were 19 of 25 at 76%. They were 4 of 8 from three-point range for 50%. Overall, the Senators were 23 of 33 at 69% from the floor. Paoli was 22 of 38 from two-point range at 57%. They were 6 of 21 from three-point range at 28%. Overall, the Rams were 28 of 59 for 47%. They gave the rebound. The one good thing I see here is the free throws. That's something I don't know that we've seen that from a Senator squad in 2 years at least. 43 attempts. 32 made, 43 attempts for 74%, where the Rams were 9 of 22 or 9 of 11.
9 of 19.
9 out of 19 at 42%. So overall, we were at the free throw line a lot, but a lot of that was created in the fourth quarter just because Paoli was down and they had to start fouling to try to grab themselves back in the game with the clock not running.
Senators doing a lot of heavy lifting tonight, taking a long time to crunch up some of these numbers for the Rams and for the Senators both. A lot of fouls, a lot of free throws, but more importantly, the Senators come out of this one with the victory, and that's all you can ask for, especially when you're trying to defend your home floor in the conference. And if you want any shot at the conference crown, you just about have to, at least over the last several years. It's pretty much a given thing. You're probably not going to see many times in the PLAC where a team is going to share, or 3 teams are going to share a conference title, at least in basketball, with a couple of losses each. Now, who knows? It may shake out like this year, but I just know from the past several years, especially with Orleans kind of being the top dog, no pun intended, in the conference, they've either run the table or went away with just one loss. Crawford's done that. We've done that. So, it's important to get that first win. Can't say enough about the importance of this. Now the question is, as draining as this might have been, especially down the stretch and Paoli not going away, you look at it as one of two things. Either that makes us more battle-tested going into a very, very difficult environment tomorrow night at Trinity Lutheran, or does it leave us a little bit light in the legs tomorrow? We shall see.
It might leave us a little light in the legs, but overall I think that builds character in a player to understand what it's like to get through the hard times. It's been a long time since we played that sectional and that regional last year and went up to that 7th state and played in front of all those people, something that, those kids have never seen and never played in front of. And that battle tested them. But that was wore off a little bit. And you got to restart, So every year it's a restart. So they restart tonight. They battle through that. Of course, they're at home. They do that here tonight at home. Now on the road, that may have been a totally different scenario there towards the end. It could have been a little bit closer, and the crowd, they may have had more crowd there, and that could have created a little more, trouble for us to battle it there at the end. But I think they did a pretty good job. I'd like to see us do a little better with handling the pressure in the end. I noticed a lot of times there at the end, they were pressing us man to man. When we were setting screens down here underneath the basket to pass it in, we would set a screen and come away. Well, as soon as our players would identify that they were man, then they'd slip that guy up from the other corner and they'd try to trap Michael in the backcourt. And a couple times we kind of got into trouble with a little bit when they'd slip him up to trap. But once we identify with that, work through some more of those problems, I think we'll be okay.
And we've got Victoria Center head coach Sean Smith getting ready to sit down here and join us. He's emerged from the locker room. His team, the victor tonight in conference play, 82-71 is the final. We're also going to have one of the stars of tonight with us. Coach, let me throw this number out at you. 43 free throw attempts tonight for West Washington. Michael, 20 of those 43 attempts. Your point guard was Captain Clutch, as I named him last year in that postseason run. Captain Clutch was pretty darn good tonight from the charity stripe for you.
Yeah, I don't know if I've had a kid in quite a while shoot that many free throws, and that kid was a post player. But no, that's great. It's great. We made free throws when we had to. We missed a few here and there, but overall our free throw shooting was pretty good, I guess. What was our overall percentage?
74%.
So I mean that's not bad, and we want to get to the line. How many free throws they shoot?
They only shot 19, and that's what my next point was going to be. You and I discussed this as we do a lot of times in our pregame, and you talk about goals and things you have for each game. You want to shoot and hit more free throws than the other team attempts. And tonight, Michael hits 15 out of 20, and Peyton 8 out of 12. So those two guys combined shoot more and attempt more and make more than Paoli even attempted as a team.
Yeah, in the second half, we really at halftime focused on getting the ball inside or being aggressive. The first half we got caught up. We hit some threes, and we got caught up in thinking that every three was going to go in, and we settled a bunch. We got a little lead on it, but it's kind of fool's gold a little bit. I mean, we got guys that can make threes, but we don't need to be out there like the Golden State Warriors and just be firing them up. And second quarter we did, and we started missing, and that's when they were able to dig in and make a run and tighten the game up because we got away from what we do and what we're good at. And third quarter we really came out and established ourselves in the post, and Michael was more aggressive to the rim, and when we broke the press, we didn't settle for threes. We took it to the rim, and we were able to get some foul calls and get to the free throw stripe there and capitalize. And so, I mean, again, good job on the guys for making that adjustment.
Tonight, Coach, you get a hot start from Peyton and from Jackson. They carried us through basically a full quarter and a half almost before some of the other guys got going. And I know that Noah fought some early foul trouble as well as Hunter again. But again, Peyton getting out hot in hand and recognizing guys in this offense, that's I think what makes us so versatile and dangerous. Any guy can go off on any given night. You see that with the balance in their averages here early.
Yeah. I mean, we've got multiple weapons. That's the beauty of this team, and it's we have great players, and that's they go out and get it done. It's different guys on different nights. Noah was in foul trouble tonight. Last game was Peyton. But other guys step up and make plays, and that's why these kids are a good team. They're good teammates, and they find a way to help each other out when we're in trouble.
Let's talk about Bryce for just a little bit. Another pretty good night for him, doing a lot of good things for you, a lot of dirty work. I'm going to end up calling him, and I know his dad would probably cringe at this, but I'm going to end up calling him Brian Cardinal before the year's over with, because he was Purdue's guy that put on the hard hat and did all the dirty work for the Boilermakers way back when. And tonight, Bryce doing it again and paying the price there on that and one by Lawson as he took a shot. How's Bryce's mouth?
Yeah, he's okay. Bryce is a tough kid. And, he was up in the locker room. He had the bleeding stopped, and he was ready to get back in there. And, he's a tough kid, and he came out and gave us some good minutes, good D and hustle again. But again, thankfully we took care of business and capitalized on our scoring opportunities enough to win. We need to get our defense shored up. I didn't feel like we had some guys who just didn't really make a commitment to keep their guy in front of them, and they were getting to the rim, and and they executed well. I mean, they ran their stuff and got it inside, and we got in some foul trouble and had some guys playing afraid to challenge, and they made some tough shots. So you got to give them credit too. But I feel like our defense, we got to dig in and do a little better job with that.
Felt like we got hurt a few times on that lob pass. Joe and I were talking about it. They were getting post position. We were getting a partial front or a full front, but a little late on the help side. And then I really thought that the Lawson kid done a nice job for them of keeping them in it offensively at times, especially in the second half with his dangerous dribble drive.
Yeah, he's fast. He's fast, and he took it to us, and we didn't stay in front of him. We didn't stay down and keep him in front, and he had a heck of a game. We got to do a better job with that, and we got better gap defense and keep our guy in front. And then I thought they out-hustled us to several balls, and that's one of those things we should, if it's loose, we got to go get it. We can't let people outwork us for those. And there was different stretches in a game where we let that happen. And again, at some point we got to get in shape where that doesn't happen. And again, I don't know if it's that or if it's just they were a little quicker than us, but it doesn't matter. We got to find a way. We got to get those loose balls, and we got to do a little better job on defense. And then I don't know how many turnovers we had, but
15.
I thought we had. We got antsy a little bit. We got caught up and sped up a little bit and played without the poise that we played with last Friday against the pressure, and we needed to settle down, and we did when we had to. But I'd like to think we can take care of the ball a little better than that. Some of the decisions we made, passes we made, we got away with some and we didn't. And some of that stuff, we just don't expect out of a veteran club, so we got to do a little better job with that.
Coach, first time to be battle tested on a back-to-back weekend situation, and we talked about it. This is a chance for the kids to either come out and really string two quality wins together, especially in a tough environment at Trinity Lutheran tomorrow night. But on the other hand, sometimes you worry in a game like this, a lot of up and down, a lot of energy exerted, especially there late in the ball game. You started to see some tired legs on some of those passes you were talking about. Could be a chance for the Senators to work on a little conditioning, I guess, as well.
Yeah, well, a lot of tournaments you got to win back-to-back nights, and or back-to-back games, and so that's something we got to continue to get in better game shape, and we'll definitely get conditioning tomorrow, and hopefully it'll be a good test of our grit, and we'll go up and find a way to win a hard-fought game on the road. 'Cause I'm sure it's going to be a hard-fought game, and we're going to have to, execute better if we're going to have an opportunity to win.
Coach, enjoy this one tonight. Short turnaround. We'll talk to you prior to the tip up at Trinity Lutheran tomorrow evening.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
We're going to let Coach Smith slide out of here, and we're going to bring in one of the heroes of tonight's contest, the point man, the senior Captain Clutch. We'll get him down here and get him suited up here with the headset. Michael doing some heavy lifting tonight from the charity stripe. The quarterback on the field, the point man on the court doing what he can to help his team prevail. 82-71 the final tonight. Michael, the Senators, 43 free throws. That's pretty impressive. More impressive, you had 20 of those 43 attempts, 15 of 20. Captain Clutch is living up to his name there in the fourth quarter, especially. A lot of attempts there late for you.
Yeah, I found myself in the line a lot, which is big down the stretch. It was a close game, so if we can get to the line and make them, that's key.
Tonight you got a lot of good help as well. Other seniors stepped in, two of them giving you big lifts down on the low block. Jackson and Sanford 13 and 10 apiece. But how about your buddy out there on the perimeter, Peyton, able to stretch defenses at that 3 spot with that long frame. He got going early with a couple of triples, ended up with 26 as well.
Yeah, he was hot early, and he's really what got things going for us. Got the intensity up. So, we were trying to find him the ball throughout the first, and we got him and he made the shots, and that's what it's going to take. If you're hot, we're going to get it to you and keep converting.
Thought tonight we had times where we struggled maybe a little bit defensively in the half-court man, trying to stop dribble penetration. At the same time, we were getting some pretty good looks on dribble drive, and that was one of the keys to the game tonight in the pregame. Very first one, get to the line early, and we were certainly able to do that. But just talk about this team's gritty effort down the stretch and what you're going to have to fix defensively before tomorrow night.
We, especially me, led a lot of drives to the basket. I know I got to work on that. I need to get in the stance more. But we're working that a lot. We spend a good 30, 45 minutes of practice on defense, guarding the man especially. So, it's just going to take more practice and more effort. I don't think I can admit that I wasn't giving full effort on defense. So, it's going to take more of that and be more focused. But it'll come around. I know it usually does.
Well, you're going to have a quick turnaround and a chance to prove yourself defensively and see if you can make those adjustments on the quick turnaround. Just thoughts on your first Friday, Saturday doubleheader of the year?
I'm excited. It's like a sectional. It gets us prepared for that, so I'm excited for that and excited to play Trinity. We go there, so that'll be fun, and I think we'll be ready.
Good prep and, good chance for you guys to practice up for next weekend as well with a double dip weekend and a chance to maybe go get you another holiday tourney.
That's the plan. It's all about winning championships, and we got to take the right steps towards it. Take one game at a time. That's what we're going to do.
And that next one will be tomorrow night. Congratulations, Michael. You and Peyton, 26 apiece to lead all scorers here tonight. Our co-Ace Hardware players of the night. Congratulations. Enjoy the win and the short turnaround, and we'll see you up at Trinity Lutheran at Seymour tomorrow night.
Thank you very much.
Michael Sizemore, Captain Clutch, one of our co-players of the night, as he chips in a game-high 26 points to go along with Peyton's 26. He has 15 of 20 from the free throw line as well, as the Senators prevail 82-71 is the final. Let's run down some individual numbers. First for the Paoli Rams in a losing effort, going to 1-2 on the year, 0-1 in conference play. They get three in double figures tonight, led by Ty Lawson, the sophomore point guard, 18 points on the night, including 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. Ashton Minton, the other sophomore scorer for the Rams, 14 points, but just 1 of 4 from the charity stripe on the evening. And Dietrich Sears, 11 points, all from the field. Mitchell Radcliffe started but did not score, and Dawson Easterday started but chipped in only 3 on the night. Off the bench, Garrett Vincent, Landon Chastain, Austin Carmichael, Jordan Clark, Jacob Babcock, Nate Dunn, and Hobie Bobbitt all play for the Rams. 8 for Garrett Vincent off the bench, 7 of those 8 coming in the second quarter, 3 for Landon Chastain. For Austin Carmichael, 2 of 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, 7 for Jordan Clark, 5 for Jacob Babcock. Dunn and Bobbitt did not score. 71 points total on the board, 9 out of 19 from the charity stripe for 47% for the Rams on the evening. 3 turnovers in the first half, 4 in the second half for the Rams in the ball game. Meanwhile, for the victorious West Washington Senators, going to 3-1 on the year, 1-0 in the conference. I got you for 26, man. 32 makes on the night from the charity stripe for the Senators. 43 total attempts for 74%. Pretty impressive on the night. Senators get 26 apiece from Sizemore and from Walker. Peyton, 8 of 12 from the charity stripe. 15 of 20 for Michael Sizemore, doing most of that heavy lifting again in the fourth period of play. Noah Green has 5 on the night, all in the second quarter. Battled foul trouble, though, early and often. Actually fouled out of the contest. Hunter Sanford battled foul trouble in the first half as well. Didn't even score in the first 16 minutes. Chipped in 10 in the second half. Got hot there in the third. Got the big block, and then they fed him out front for the two-handed flush and finish. Our McDonald's highlight of the night once again. Jackson Byrne, 13 points on the night, including 4 of 4 from the charity stripe. He also had a make from downtown and 3 from two-point range. Bryce Farmer, Nick Mars, Camden Zink all play in the contest, with Zink the only one able to score off the bench with 2 points, all from the free throw line here this evening. Again, Senators 32 of 43 on the night from the charity stripe for 74%. Senators turned it over 7 times in the first half, 8 in the second half, for a total of 15 on the night. Senators lead at 17-8 after the first quarter, get outscored 24-20 in the second period, and they lead at 37-32 at the half. They go back to getting the things that they need going in the second half of play there in that third quarter as they outscore the Rams on the offensive side of the scoreboard 24-11, but then get outscored 28-21 in a free throw-a-thon for West Washington in that fourth quarter, but they prevail 82-81. We'll come back. We'll get some closing thoughts. Joe's already ran down the shooting and rebounding numbers for both clubs in tonight's conference battle. We'll step aside. We'll take our final break of the night. Hear from our post-game sponsor, Ace Hardware in Salem. Be sure to stop in and check out their December bargains of the month. We'll come back. We'll put a bow on this one and finish things up here from the Ron Smith Court as the Senators prevail 82-71. Back to finish things up right after this.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I like to buy name brands.
Brendan stopped by from Valspar Paint last weekend. This time, I helped him pick out a new Weber grill and Craftsman pliers. Scott's, Toro, DeWalt. We have them too, along with other big names.
Ace is the place that carries all the best brands. Carries in store, not in our arms.
At Ace Hardware of Salem, you can save on the best brands like Carhartt and New Balance. Need gift ideas? Check out daily posts at facebook.com/Ace Hardware of Salem.
Back for the final time here inside the friendly confines of the Ron Smith Court, where the Senators win at 82-71 over the Rams of Paoli here tonight in the conference opener for both squads. Senators a wire-to-wire finish in this one. Never trailed, led by as many as 20, although the Rams did shave it down to 3 at one point in the ball game. But tonight, our Ace Hardware players of the night, co-players of the night, the seniors, Michael Sizemore, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Peyton Walker, 26 points, although he's wanting to dispute that and say 27. We had him for 26, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. So those two doing a lot of heavy lifting, combining for 52 of the team's 82 in the win here tonight. Paoli gets 3 guys in double figures. The Senators with 4 players in double figures. But a good night, Joe, but it will be short-lived. Again, a tough environment. We have to go to Trinity Lutheran tomorrow night, a tough place to play. Who knows, possibly a sectional preview.
Yeah, that's a tough place up there. Everybody's packed in on one side, and the teams and the score bench are on the other. It's last time we were up there, it got a little hairy towards the end. The coaches kind of had some words, and they kind of battled in front of the score bench. Of course, they've got a different coach now, so maybe we don't have to worry too much about that. But I don't really know nothing about Trinity Lutheran this year, what they've got. I've not been checking online at any of that stuff, so I'll be surprised if whatever I see. But I will have to say tonight, you got to give your hats off to Coach Cole there at Paoli. You know, he's playing with a young team, and they're really coming out and firing it up and play really well. You take some sophomores, you know, 2 or 3 sophomores that play that solid against a senior-laden West Washington team, good things are probably coming for Paoli.
And we'll see what unveils tomorrow night, just less than 24 hours from now. So get some rest and don't drink so much coffee tomorrow. And we'll see you at Seymour tomorrow night.
I like to see games closed out. I like to see the hammer put down. When you're up 16, 17 points, I don't like to see it back down to 10. That's the aggravating thing for me. You got to learn how to seal the deal no matter what the score is. Keep it there. Don't let it slag back away, especially when you're not really going deep down into your bench.
Yeah.
We didn't go deep down into the bench, so we should be playing up to par and keep that lead at what it is. But we win it. That's all that matters. 1 point's all that matters. So that's what we did tonight, and we'll go up tomorrow night and see what we can do against Trinity.
First Friday, Saturday double dip. We'll see you in less than 24, Joseph.
All right, we'll see you.
Well, tonight the Senators, again, get 4 players in double figures. The Rams get 3, but the Senators get the better of the battle in the conference, going to 1-0 on the year in the Patoka Lake, 3-1 overall. Rams, again, falling to 1-2, 0-1 in the conference. Senators led by 26 apiece from Michael Sizemore and Peyton Walker, 10 from Hunter Sanford, and 13 for Jackson Byrne. Hunter Sanford, once again, our McDonald's highlight of the night with a two-handed flush off the three-point block shot from Dietrich Sears, gets fed in the front court and throws it down with authority. So congratulations to our co-players of the night, and Hunter Sanford as well as being our McDonald's highlight of the night. As we close tonight's coverage of Senator basketball here on Salem's 1220, we want to give a final shout out and thank you to all the great sponsors that make this and every broadcast of Senator basketball possible on Salem's 1220. One more time, those sponsors include John Jones GM City, our Senator tip-off pregame show sponsor, Eddie Gilstrap Motors bringing you the Senator halftime report, and Ace Hardware of Salem bringing you our post-game show coverage every night the Senators are in action. McDonald's in Salem, also a great sponsor, as well as Meadowview Healthcare and Salem Crossing. Without their generous support and their willingness to help get this show on the road each night the Senators play, our job that we love each night the Senators are in action would not be possible. So be sure to let those sponsors know how much they are truly appreciated. And of course, we want to thank you for tuning in to 1220 and spending part of your evening here with us on tonight's broadcast, and we appreciate you so much for listening. For our studio producer and engineer back to station tonight, Greg White. For my sidekick, Joe Walker, and our statistician, Guy, doing a great job with his hands full over here to my right on live stream. Folks, keep up with us on Twitter and Facebook as well. So for Craig Akers, Joe Walker, and Greg White, this is Misty Jones saying so long from the friendly confines of Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium. Senators win it tonight. 82-71 is the final. This has been a WSLM Sports Zone presentation of Senator basketball on Salem's 1220. We'll see you from Trinity Lutheran tomorrow night with our 7:10 pregame show. Good night, everybody.